1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to the Moti Hour. Idle Prep here, and we are so back with another episode. First and foremost, I want to express how grateful I am for all of you since I started this. You know, 2023 is almost done, and I just got my Spotify Wrapped, and you guys have shown nothing but love for this podcast. I also want to say happy holidays since we are now in that season. Mariah Carey is out of her cryo chamber, and we are avoiding Whamageddon as much as the next person. Anyways, if you haven't checked out the first couple of episodes of the Moti Hour, go check them out. In this episode, we are heading to the West Coast. Some may argue it is the best coast. Up to you guys, United States listeners. We got Henry Zong, the Mistake on the Lake 4 Dancerush champion and organizer of Stage 3, and the Puente Hills Mall crew representing the Golden State of California. It's been a while, guys. If you're ready, I'm ready. Without further ado, let's bring the house down. Hello, hello. We are live on the podcast. Give us those poggers in the chat, I guess. But, or whatever, whatever
the kids do nowadays.
Gonna tell my kids, this is, insert pop culture reference here. But yes.
Yeah, Puente Hills Mall is a pop culture reference that we shot Back to the Future at this very parking lot.
Yes,
right.
For the listeners and also the people that are watching, if you're not too very cultured in movies, Puente Hills Mall appeared in Back to the Future Part 1, where, you know, the scene where Marty and Doc were testing the DeLorean.
Yeah. Doc Brown gets murked by Libyans.
I've not seen that movie.
Whoa, really? You haven't seen that movie? No
I
way!
haven't seen it. Not yet.
I'm going to kill you.
Henry, you have to watch it, man. You gotta watch it. It's a great
Dude,
movie.
Henry's a baby. We gotta remind ourselves, Henry's a baby in some instances, man.
It's not even that.
I just turned 21. How old are you, Henry?
23. I'm turning 24 next month.
I think you're the youngest at this call.
Yeah, I just turned 24 last month.
Mentally, he's the youngest, but it's okay. I digress about
28? Question mark.
I remember being the youngest.
Dude, you can be legit my brother. Holy cow. Anyways, for the listeners at home, we got the Puente Hills Mall Dancerush crew on the Moti Hour. So without further ado, starting from my left, which is Henry, tell me who you are and how long you've been playing.
Hello. Excuse me.
God.
What a way to start it.
Sorry. Post-work cereal hits hard. Granola, no sugar. Anyways, that's my new quirk. My new quirk is that I love granola, no sugar.
Shit.
So yeah, hi, my name is Henry. Henry Zhang. That is usually I go with my name tag. Henry is not my real name. You never know my real name unless you know me for like 2 days. I'll probably tell you. I've been playing Dancerush Stardom since it came to the US day one, which I'm pretty sure was April 2018, circa April 2018. Which day? I forgot. But I've been following this game before it came out, when there were like kind of rumors, commercials, posters that are being posted around of like, oh, there's this new technology that this new interactive LED dance pad that's kind of like the video of the prototype is going around late 2017-ish, back when it was called like Step Stars. Like, that's so hilarious. And
name.
and I remember that, and then suddenly it just that one fateful day in April, walking around one, and there it is in all of its beauty, a brand new Dancerush Stardom cabinet. I'm like, this is it. This is my chance to play a game day one, and I went for it. So it never came back, never backed down, and now I have an addiction. Here we are now on this very podcast. Thank you for having me, Idol.
Of course. Now I'm going to start from my bottom left, Younghas.
Hey, what's up? I'm Young Haas. I started playing Dancerush in May of this year. So very, very recently. I remember. Oh my god! Look at this guy. What a bully, dude. This is going to be a theme throughout the podcast. Let me just let you all know that I'm going to get bullied. I'm gonna get chewed up and spit out. I remember. So prior to Dancerush, I kind of just I don't know. I just sat at home all day. I never recovered after COVID, in the sense that like I don't know. I used to not stutter. I used to go outside and talk to people. And I remember I was in Taiwan, and I was just like, everyone there is really skinny, and I was just like, okay, that's it. I need to go cut weight. So I was sitting there in the airport, and I joined the Dancerush Discord while sitting there waiting for my flight. And I ended up meeting Proto and Max when I went up to Fanime. And this is completely unplanned. And I didn't plan on playing Dancerush all day there, but I did. And after that, I just started going to PHM, and I just never stopped.
Touched grass.
Yeah, I did.
Grass.
I touched grass. That was the goal, and I achieved it.
The grass of Twin Pine Mall. Congratulations.
I love touching grass. Said no one ever. All right, and then for my right, Paradox Enders.
Hi. I guess my tag in most cases is Paradox Enders, but the tag I use in Dancerush is S for M. You can call me Dennis. Most people know me as Dennis, and it's really weird when people call me by my tags. I don't really go by my tags. So you can call me Dennis. I guess my contributions to the community would be I commentated 2 of the SoCal PHM hosted Dancerush tourneys. So that's been fun. So if you know me from there, recognize my voice, that's what it's from. I started playing, I think the first time I ever played Dancerush was half a year into when the game started. And I probably didn't take it super seriously until 3/4 of that first year. Ironically enough, Henry was the first one that I really met. Henry and one of our boys, Luna, was one of the first ones I met, and then started playing, and like everyone else, fell in love with it. Felt really smooth. It felt nice to move, right? And I sort of already knew how to shuffle a little bit back then. So to put that to the test, it was something different than DDR, which I think a lot of people use as the starting platform. So yeah, that was great. Truthfully, I'm not super involved with the community aspect nowadays, but I mean, it's a testament to the game that I still come around and I still play. I still come hang out with the homies that I've met long time. It's still super cool to watch, even let's say someone watching Young Haas coming up and watching him play is still super fun. So I think it's a good testament to how great and how brilliant the great game is that it's hooked us for so long and we're still doing it. So yeah, I guess I'm sort of the elder statesman, I guess, of the PHM community, minus one other person that's older than me there. Yeah, I'm the old fart, I guess is probably the best way to describe it.
You're fine.
It's fine. Let's see if Proto is available, because I know he's out and about in the hills right now.
He's on Silent Hill.
I mean,
Silent
I'm here.
Hill.
I'm just, I'm vegetating.
I feel that.
It's okay. Anyways, yeah, the name's Proto. I go by Austin in person. I'm I guess you could say I'm the 4th member of the crew at the moment, but sorry, something's going on in the background. I'm gonna have to almost have to swap my handset there. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Other than that, sorry about that. I started.
Get it together.
Yeah. Hey, shut up. I started Dancerush around. Was it? I believe it was February 2020. Yeah, I literally a month before COVID protocols came.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because the actual first time I played Dancerush, other than in the States, was one time with another person who was then in our community at the time, playing I think Pop Team Epic, and then I tried playing it again in Japan during the trip, and then my friend told me that I sucked, so I used it as a motivation. And then, well, I've been playing that game 3 years later, so I'm probably the second latest out of the group, because youngest started. He started what? I think
This year.
No. Yeah, you're right. It is this year. Damn, I thought it was already a year.
No.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I'm the second. I guess I'm the second youngest in start date. But Yeah, push came to shove. Got to know Henry, Dennis, Youngus, and then Max, who's sadly not here. He's dearly departed. We should speak about him in the third person like he's dead.
I'm down.
Okay, yeah.
I miss Max.
Yeah,
He's
so
alive?
Max,
What do you mean?
Max was a. No, he's probably at home or something. Yeah, Max
Hey,
Who's a
was
good
hey,
man?
departed.
There's a message from him. He told you to eat your veggies, by the way, and he called you meanie.
He sent a message from the dead? Really?
Yeah, first
Yeah,
of all, I
that's
didn't know
crazy.
Porthos could talk.
No,
Second of all,
excuse
Are you
me for a
sure?
second.
Are you sure he didn't just write that in his obituary or his will or something?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was done as well.
Yeah. Okay.
We call this
Max,
cemetery known as
kindly
YouTube chat.
pleasure yourself with the cactus. Anyways,
Yeah.
so yeah, I run I quote run the Puente Hills Dancerush social media accounts, aka I just never post, and I still have a bunch of footage. I know Henry is always on my ass about that one, so yeah, that's me, the fourth member.
Oh yeah, baby. Definitely very similar with the New York crew from the first episode, like how we're trying to be active on social media, but we're trying our best.
Well, you guys are getting it out faster than we are at the moment. I'm sitting on all the footage at the moment.
Interesting. But anyways, we're gonna move on forward with that. So since Dancerush is surrounded by the world of shuffle dance for the majority of the game, but you can kind of cheese it with like any other dance moves. Like I for myself got into like house dance and also like some like New Jack Swing stuff, like breaking stuff. But do you guys have any dance background? Anyone can hop in and all that stuff.
0.
I mean,
Big
not
old
much
thing.
beyond like attempting to learn how to Running Man or Sea Walk when I was like in middle school, right? Like nothing beyond that. You know the classic. Come on now.
I mean, yeah,
Ewok.
that phase in time where everyone was doing like the reject, and that's it.
Yeah, little things like that.
You're a jerk. That did that
Dude,
song.
a jerk. Dude, a jerk. Oh, is you're a jerk, not dude a jerk?
I don't know. It's lost in
I
translation.
thought it was like
Tomato.
you're a jerk. You're a jerk.
Like I said
It would-
before the episode, same shit, different ass.
Right.
I knew I was
right.
gonna do that once on this episode today.
All right, we all got to say it at least once.
Same shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so as far as I know, as far as I remember, pre-April 2018, before I hopped on Dancerush for the first time, my only interactive experience with the concept of dancing is probably on Xbox 360 Connect, which then I played Dance Central 1, 2, and 3. Crazy, right? I 100% did the first game. I locked the cool robot. If you know, you know. Shout out to Mo. He's the first, the character that you pick, and cool dude, chill, very fun game. And that is when I first utilized my whole body to get points in game. Feels very satisfying. Never played anything else since then. After that, didn't touch anything, didn't take any dance lessons, none of that. And I think I first got into like essentially exercising, because honestly, what other exercising rhythm games are there? It's just DDR, right, before Dancerush, and also Dance Evolution. I didn't get to play Dance Evolution, but I've seen it around. I've just never hopped onto it because the choreography looks like it's on another level. It was like all probably like hard difficulty for in Dance Central. Oh yeah, Anthony is here.
Hi.
That's the
Hi,
legend.
Anthony. The
My little
legend.
brother
Lois.
Oh, the goat.
10-year-old little shit. And shut up. Yeah, so he also plays Dancerush. Oh yeah, you want to share something about how did you get into Dancerush, and then what do you have any dancing experience prior to that?
You just brought me into.
Yeah, say something. Here you go. It's his show now.
Game changer.
No, not that's a
Hey,
college
Lois.
dropout.
Oh no, not the lowest.
Hey, Lois. I'm on the Marty hour.
Peter, Peter.
Anthony, we're doing a podcast. If you're gonna answer the question, or give it back to me. The headphone.
Sure. I guess.
You don't want to answer a question?
But I'm not gonna lie, you just brought me into it. But I kind of did like it.
You did?
I did, yes.
You like Dancerush?
Yeah,
are you saying?
yeah.
Yeah. Because I think when I first got him in, it was like he was 7.
Yeah, 7.
Seven years old, and
He's young.
that was before he even learned how to do Running Man. This guy learns pretty quick.
He
Do
does.
this thing where you learn in 2 minutes.
Whoa!
Oh!
Whoa! Do it again! Whoa!
That's how I know he's Henry's brother.
Insane.
Because only Henry does
Absolutely
that.
insane. He learned it at the
I
airport.
learned it like in like 2 minutes at the airport.
Yeah, that was on our mistaken like 5 trip, and this guy is kind of a monster. If he takes it just a little bit more seriously, he's definitely gonna go to places. Anyways, it's time for you to go to bed. He just played some VR Gorilla Tag whatever games. No, we're not doing a split right now. I'm so sorry. This is like this is beyond our schedule. Yeah, go like 现在刷牙睡觉啊。
我那个我有点饿了，我那个喂个派也可以。
赶紧吃完，然后帮我把门关上。Yeah, sorry about that little interruption. So that pretty much wraps up my answer to the question. Yeah, and I played DDR for like 8 months before Dancerush came out, and since Dancerush came out, I don't think I've gone back to DDR. At least not playing that regularly anymore. It's just every weekend, just straight to Dancerush. Yeah,
And
Yeah.
for some perspective, and I know Henry's gonna kill me for this. I think it was like half a year of playing with Henry, and he's already one of the better players. I like recorded him because I wanted to use it as a way to study, right? And him and I look at this video on occasion because he doesn't even do proper running mans, right? It's like really awkward. He doesn't get that final little step in, and he's still one of the best players that we had at that moment. So
At
like
the time.
those, yeah, right. So like when he's talking about he doesn't have background, like he does not have a background, and you see how like those of you guys that have seen his tournament results and seen like how he plays, and it's so different from when he started. If we ever get the chance, I'll drop that video. It's like crazy how like his progression.
yeah. I don't know if you're gonna
I mean,
edit
if you
any
really
of these videos.
just bring up the footage from the Bad Luck Cafe or the 2MF.
Before
fucking
that,
footage,
dude.
it was
Even
extremely
before
different.
that, yeah.
I mean, yeah, even before that, but like at least like in terms of early archive footage that's easily available online, like Henry around the 2MF times looked extremely different from where he is now.
Man, talking about that, it's like 5 years ago. This game came out 5 years ago.
Bro,
Hey, 5 years
people
ago was a
just
huge
started-
change, dude.
There are people who just started this year and are already insane. Looking at you, someone who's
What?
call right now. Anyways,
Oh yeah, I mean like people
Oh.
like Kang, right? Like Ken is probably the biggest surprise to me this year, I would say.
it's crazy. Newcomers are
Like, Ken jumped
Kind of
out
insane.
like last year, right? No. Okay, yeah, Ken. No, we met Max and I met Ken this year from Temecula, right? And then like months pass, and we go see him again. I mean, he comes down to like maybe around June, and he's already changed radically. Comes down again around like September for Anime Impulse, and he looks so much different from when he first started. And this is less than a year. This is like 6 months. That's a good
not to
example.
put
yeah.
pressure, not to put pressure on any of the players listening to this right now, right? Obviously, you can tell that everyone's improving at different speeds. Me playing it for 5 years plus, it doesn't necessarily indicate that I am going to improve at the same rate as like people who have just started this year. So it's just like just enjoy the game at your own pace. Honestly, it's a little bit of reassurance for you if you need to hear it.
Awesome. We love that. And everyone learns at different paces. So definitely some reassurance for that. Moving on forward, since we were talking about PHM lore, so talk about you guys' crews. So for fun fact for the listeners, round 1 Puente Hills Mall is actually the first round 1 that opened up here stateside. So how did y'all meet, and how did this community come into fruition, and how it became how it is today?
So I
Your
think
time, everybody.
I'm gonna go first because if we're going chronologically, then we're just gonna kind of pass the baton to the next person, and they will cover the rest. So just as a plot summary, of the history of the Puente Hills Mall community, I think we can rightfully separate or group our players by the chronological order of when they have joined this community through playing Dancerush into 4 waves. So essentially, the first generation is me, maybe I think Luna, and then perhaps I think Ocean also played around like
It was you, Luna, Dennis, Jarrett.
I would almost put Dennis in the second generation, almost. Yeah, I think we can like. Yeah, but first generation is just like, oh yeah, it's like this game came out. Wow, it's like so new. Everyone sucks. Let's play this game. And then generation 2 would be when communities, the local communities that are primarily consist of members around the Rolling Heights area, which the 2 most iconic ones is like 2 Minute Fighter, 2MF, and Bala Cafe, BLC. So people around those groups start gathering up, and I think this is when we reached a peak, a pinnacle of the number of players that we have in the city before the pandemic. So it was a very crowded, very popular, and very almost like dreamy like period of time where like all the cards, like people line up with the cards, right? They just take out any of their cards on top of the cabinet, it just lines up, and then it fills up, and every time someone's take their turns, they move the card to the back, a card drops onto the pad, and they're like, crap, I have to pick it up and like reorder it and stuff. That was it was kind of insane. And then pandemic happened. And then the third stage is when the third generation is when the arcades, the round ones in America is starting to reopen, and then we have these people who are starting to try this game. I would probably put Max as well as probably Proto in this, like in the third generation as well, just because Proto hasn't played a lot. He didn't get to like get the experience enough opportunity to really get into unlocking the bangers in the song, or dwell into studying the choreography of footwork and all that. And then finally you have the 4th generation, which is like probably players from this year, or just like players who you can categorize them as, oh, they just started playing and they're already this good. So I think per timeline it would be something like that. So when I just started, there wasn't like a big group. It was just kind of everyone's just kind of trying this game, fresh, new, and just kind of mesmerized, trying to get as high combo, and then maybe full combo as well. And that is also around the time when Extra Stage has just been introduced. But that is also when we have learned the devastating reality that see this right here? Fuck him. Fuck them. Whoever's sitting up there and up in the throne, like, oh yeah, where's American players?
Hey, show feet.
Yeah. Racist. Anyways, they don't care. They don't care. Okay, they don't care about us. US never got an official American release of this game. Literally every other country, China, Korea, even Australia, and other East Asian countries as well, they all got their own release. So we never got premium mode. We never got standard mode. So there's no extra stage songs. But that also like really just made this period of time really iconic, because we would like ask the very few people, namely Aaron and Robbie. Robbie. I always blank out his name. I don't know why. This guy, this white guy. I'm just kidding. So we just asked him. He's like, can we play the new Flower with you? Can we do like, please, can I borrow your amusement? I want to try the new extra stage, because that is also during the very initial phase where I think every player kind of go through for a little bit, or a lot more, or they're still in it, is that, level 10, let's play the hardest song. Let's do the hardest like choreography. Not choreography. Let's do the hardest like notes, the hardest charts. Let's just try to get as close to 100 as possible. So that was when the defining factor of like what makes this game fun. But I think a lot of players moved on eventually. It was just like, I kind of want to dance more in this game. I think this is a performative game. I think that's where we strike gold, and that's when we actually start to get more and more better. So I now pass the baton to Dennis. Sorry for taking so long.
No worries. Yeah, I guess not to regurgitate what Henry said, because I agree with most of it in terms of like we sort of, the crews you hung out with was sort of the people that you came in with in those sort of 4 defined little generations that we have. So for me, I guess I would say I'm in the latter half of the first wave, probably the beginning half of the second wave. And so for me, like that was sort of the crews that I hung out with. It was like Henry, and then not to name names, but it was just a bunch of people where, you know, game was still fresh, still new. You clearly had people that knew how to play the game, and you had some newcomers playing in, but the group was pretty core. And we didn't, like, once we added those people in, it was like that for like, I want to say like half a year, where we would always come out, we'd show out, we'd play a lot, right? And then funnily enough, you can also divide up our sort of eras with when they move the pads, because they move it all the time. So we sort of like remembered like when it was like right behind the bowling alley, or like when it's off to the side, and like how that affected how we played, right? And then like touching upon the third sort of era that Henry mentioned, where this was where everyone was going in and playing the game, and we had a lot of people that were like casuals that were playing the game. And we're just mainly playing, as we learned later, because their friends were playing, but everyone was playing the game. And that was a lot of fun. That was when like we started doing more tournaments, and then really added up. And then you could really start to see the spectrum of like beginner to like they've been doing it and they sort of know what they're doing and have those steps in. And then, so for me, at least, I still gravitate sort of towards the players that, you know, I learned the game with, right? I think talking with some of the old heads is like, we like to joke based on how a player plays or what songs they choose, we can sort of tell what year in the game they are, right? Like if they're still stuck like playing like Stage or Crazy Shuffle, it's like maybe a year and a half like into the game, right? Whereas like a lot of the old heads, I don't know, maybe it's Blasphemous, we sort of moved on from those songs because we're like, we get it, it's fun at the time, we sort of want to try something different, right? And so it was like, for me, I still sort of hang out with the people where I sort of learned that game with, right? And particularly the ones that still play, because there were a lot of people that, you know, for me in my formative years of playing the game, I learned to play with, no longer really involved or come very sporadically. So it's like hanging out with the ones that like I grew up playing the game with. And it's cool to see because a majority of us have sort of like not taken the game so seriously in recent years, whereas like we come, we play at our own time, we still really enjoy playing the game, but we're not like watching the videos of overseas as much as we used to when we first were trying to learn the game. So like I'm not really following the Japan scene so much anymore. And I'm not really adding too much to my dancing sort of routines or whatever. I'm just sort of grooving it out, trying to find what I can. But it's cool to see, like, you know, learning the game with Henry. Henry's still going, right? And he's not the only one, right? Or like even now watching Younghas and I guess Austin, just completely just like, oh my God, you guys play so different. And you guys have added so many new things. And, you know, now I'm chilling with them too, because now they're the ones like holding the community up because, you know, all the old heads have started to leave a little bit. So in terms of like how we got into it and building community, I always felt it was like you hold a connection with the players that you sort of came up with, and then you stay with the players that just wanted to keep playing and like are there for the love of the game, no other exteriors. They're not there for friends, like fully or like primarily they're there for the game, and then you can have friendships and stuff like that. So that's sort of, I guess, my background on it before I throw it over to Austin.
Preach. Word.
Yeah.
What he said.
And now over to Austin.
Do we have to pronounce him dead like Max? Is that how
Austin,
that works?
I miss him. Sorry.
I miss.
Gone but not forgotten. Oh shit.
Oh wait,
I
he's
can't
back
believe
from the
he's
dead. He's back from the dead.
I'm not doing that again.
Right. So, sorry. Reiterate the question. Well, I was following along, but I just need to reiterate the question just a little bit, one more time.
So basically, we're just talking about like what's your like crew like, and Henry actually went over it. Like, there's like different types of generation. Not gonna lie, y'all sounded like y'all are Pokemon or some stuff like that.
Well, he did it, not my problem.
I don't. You have no idea how much we've talked about this. Like, unironically, we've talked about this quite a bit.
It's lore, man.
It is lore.
This game changed my life trajectory for real. No, Austin, we were just kind of going through the timeline of the PHM community, and we're just kind of passing a baton in the chronological order. I went first, and then Dennis covered his introduction to the game, and then I think you started playing a lot more after pandemic, and then
pretty much.
yeah,
Like,
go
it's
for
like
it.
this essentially. I think the best way to put it is I was pretty active in the arcade, but not necessarily on the Dancerush side. Prior to I would say like December 2019 to like January 2020, February 2020. It was more like I just wanted to play Long God Midnight, right? And then I saw you guys hanging out. Excuse me. Yeah, let me move this way. So as I was, I guess like I was active in the arcade, but I wasn't necessarily acquainted, I guess, with the rest of PHM at the time. And I kind of just like sucked it up one day, decided to say, "Hey, can I play on these pads?" I had someone show me the ropes. I actually had Ari show me the ropes, and we played. Oh God, it was such a weird thing, especially after what transpired later. But that's a story for another day. They taught me to play. We played. I think like a 1v1 Pop Team Epic. I think that's what I lampshaded before.
Sounds like an Ari thing, yeah.
Yeah. And then I mean, at some point I started after I came back from Japan around like early January. I started playing essentially like pretty often on the. I think I came back around mid-January, so I started like I went in. I had the full DDR fit and everything. Went on the pad, started trying to play. I was using like really slippery old Bampton shoes. That didn't really help. I thought it would like help with the Running Man thing. Kind of did, kind of didn't. Push came to shove. So that went straight into like February, March 2020, right? So that was around the time COVID protocols kicked in, and we lost like almost 2 years worth of progress. There were some weird interim things, like for example, Moreno Valley, which is not too far away from us, actually opened for 1 week during June in 2021. And was it June? Yeah, no, actually it was June 2020. They opened for 1 week, and I played for like one whole weekend. I remember playing for like 6 hours straight and hurting my arches. Probably not the best idea, but hey, it worked. And then there was followed by another complete hiatus. And after that, when 2021 happened, right? Places like Round One, Santa Ana, started opening up gently, right? Yeah, like main place started opening up around May 2020. It did the same thing as I did in Moreno Valley. Went for like long, hard sessions with looking like a core attack player, and that continued. I think when did PHM fully open, guys? Do you remember?
It's been so long, dude. I don't remember.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say July 2021, just to be sure.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah. So PHM came back. I kind of said hello to like Henry and Dennis at the time, and then Luna and those guys, and then it's weird because like the way Max does mention when he met me. So a little bit of dovetailing to that. Max actually didn't know I lived in the area. Max and I go back a long way. He and I used to be Battlefield 4 not teammates, but like we'd play with each other. You play with each other on Battlefield 4 and go and just like wreck other teams, right? So when I guess like I offhandedly mentioned that I was in Puente Hills, or at least lived around that area, he wanted to meet up. So one day we met up, and then he saw me playing Dancerush, albeit very sloppily, and at least the rest is history for both of us, because we've been playing ever since till now. But if you like, all credit to Max, who honestly should be on this podcast. You shy little fuck.
Yeah.
You
fired. Oh my god.
He and I started around the same time, right? But like,
yeah.
If you look at what he's been doing, what I've been doing, like, I mean, he has an advantage.
Oh, shut up! You guys are both good. Don't give me that shit.
Well, okay, he has an advantage though. He lives 5 minutes away from round 1. I live about 20, so
Yes, we do.
yeah, he has essentially had like access to the arcade nearly every day. So you could see that at least in Max's case, his skills improved at honestly an alarming rate, enough to be essentially, I would say, like second, if not third best dancer already by now, which is really scary. Because like the other two being obviously Henry and Eric, right? So
assuming Eric still plays, but yeah.
Assuming Eric, well, we did see him last week, but that's
okay.
that's a little bit off the segue there. But yeah, I mean that's essentially what happened. I kind of just went hard into it after the pandemic, and I mean I got to know Max. Max got to know me. We collaborated together. We went to Japan together. Actually, I shotgunned this last year. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Japan. You want to come with me? We can go play and meet Dancerush players." And by that time, I had already like followed a bunch of people on Twitter. Right? It's the usual. It's very good Japanese etiquette. It's the whole like you follow a Japanese Dancerusher, and more often than not, they'll follow you back. And I mean, even more so if you obviously post anything Dancerush related, they'll like your stuff. So push came to shove. I had already started developing some sort of not a network of sorts, but like I started trying to make myself known. I didn't really like post anything, but I would like and retweet, so people knew that I was. I wasn't just a bot like reposting stuff, right? So going back to with Max, I said, all right, I offered him the chance to go to Japan. We both did. We went overseas. We got to take a lot of premiums. I think I have about 27 premium videos on my phone alone. Max has a bunch of it on his as well. And so there's some unreleased stuff. Like for example, like we filmed a Luminous Pajama one that actually cut out halfway because the cap glitched. It was kind of dumb. But anyways, I'm segueing. Yeah, so that's our. I mean, I would say that's really our collective journey, at least for me and him. Is just we met. We started realistically like July 2021. Grinded our way in our respective, I guess, like paces, and then tried to translate that by meeting Japanese players overseas and getting the chance to go and not only hang out with them, eat with them. I mean, like we hung out with them. We're going to try and do that this year as well because he and I are going away on the 25th of December. We're,
round 2.
just trying to I guess like network in the weirdest sense, right? Getting to know and network these with these players, and just genuinely just enjoying their company. Yeah, sorry, did I go on a tangent there?
No, that was perfect. Now we're gonna hit it on over to the last but certainly not least, Young House.
All right, no pressure, Youngest.
No pressure.
I mean, if on the topic of community, I more or less, it's really just everyone here in this in this call right now. I mean, like I don't know who the fuck all these other people are. I don't know who the fuck they are. As far as I'm concerned, anyone who put their card on the card line, if I haven't met them, they're they're gone, right?
Fair.
But I mean, truthfully, I mean, I guess what I can offer more than anything is my perspective as a new player, with people who've been playing for up to 5 years, and that's that I am truthfully a small fish in a very big pool, very big pond. I mean, I'm sure everyone here has seen me like right when I started, and people have certainly seen me, I guess, as I am now, and I can't tell if this is like the dance version of like body dysmorphia or something, but I mean, really, I think the only real thing that I have as an edge over anybody is flexibility. I lack a lot of technique. I lack a lot of I don't know, just musicality.
This bitch can do a full split.
You ignored everything I just said. What do you mean? You fixated on one thing.
But you're
so
flexible.
hot.
That half split
So
is nasty,
sexy.
though.
It's
Also, you're not giving yourself enough credit. Like you have, not only have you improved a lot, like I always say once I can tell a player has their own style and their own interpretation on how they want to play the game, I know they've made it, and you definitely have that. So I'm like, you're up there, dude.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I just, I mean, I still have that, I guess, feeling of like, okay, like this, if this is the community, I'm still working my way up, so to speak.
We all are.
Yeah. I
Keep going. There's no end. There's no stopping. There's
Yeah.
no
but
turning
I think if nothing else with this community, and my own internal, I guess, struggle with like wanting to improve, I think if one thing that I can say is that this community is very, very helpful. So when I was prior to this, I'm not gonna say too many details because I don't want this splashing back on me. But I used to play a fighting game, exactly one. I won't mention what it was.
Say it.
But-
Say it.
Peer pressure.
But
yeah.
there's a lot of very mean people in those circles, right? In that circle.
That's
It can't be
NPC
you play
pretty
live or
baby.
dead.
Yeah, I mean it's just like a situation of like, people are nice. They'll open up their homes and then like they bring like the entire arcade board and then you're like, oh yeah, like this guy's got like all the original hardware, and then you go in there and I mean, if you're bad, people will talk shit about you, and if you're good, people will talk more shit about you, right? So it's like that's kind of what I came to expect when I entered Dancerush. And everyone's like, "No, dude, like you're supposed to do it like this. You're supposed to do that. Here's some criticism on your forum, and here's how you can improve. Here's like a good roadmap on what you can focus on." Just being genuinely very helpful. There was not a lot of gatekeeping for anyone that genuinely did want to improve. I found a lot of that at PHM. I'm sure that's not, I guess, an isolated experience for a lot of, I guess, Dancerush circles. But yeah, I mean, that's my experience with the PHM community is that everyone's very good, and you feel like you're like a small fish in a big pond, but at the same time, like, nobody's gonna give you shit. If you're bad, nobody's gonna give you shit. Everyone's gonna help you if you want to improve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, with my career, like I've been playing for a year, and I've been playing like songs like, let's see, "Don't Speak," "Pride Ask." Like I love that song right now. It's one of my current favorites at the moment, and also Error Code C Show from the Sound Voltex crossover from the, I don't know, what's that, 2020, 2021, right? Somewhere around there.
What song?
Error Code C Show. I've been playing that. Like,
Oh, Error Code.
Error
Yeah.
The one with the very
I'm-
hot girl.
Okay.
yes, the not too revealing girl, but yeah,
There are a
like,
lot of hot girls on Dancerush album
No
covers. We can talk about that in
way.
a separate whole podcast. Not
We
gonna
can
So what,
talk
girl?
so
what?
girl? Okay, let's not get too carried away because we love our Dancerush girls. Anyways, so let's talk about what's been going on in the game. So recently we got a new step song from a dead game we kind of know, Muzeka, Virtual Bit by Kontachinko. I probably butchered his name, but it's okay. And then we have DRS Gym 6. So we got a couple of songs as of right now. We're kind of halfway through the gym event. So we got Beluga from DDRA3, All Night by Ba Boom, and we recently got Flashback by Musosaurus, which is a banger. So if you're playing the Gym 6 event, go unlock those songs right now. So now that I have to ask y'all, what are you guys' thoughts about the recent events, like more specifically Gym 6, and then talk about Sparkfest a little bit?
go for it, you guys.
I
I
feel
don't
like
know. It feels, as with every gym, it kind of sucks. It's always. I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of these gym.
Hot
What's the
take.
favorite part? What do you mean?
Yes.
What do you mean?
What's
The,
up the
um,
white?
Okay, tropical white, with the exception of that. But like, most of these events tend to have like 5 bad songs and 1 or 2 good songs. Right? It's not consistent across the board. I
Makes
actually,
sense.
when there was a gym event running, I think around the time I went to Japan last year, I did ask some of the opinions of the players. And they told me like, yeah, some of the songs are just, they'll do it for the premium, but they'll never kind of play it again.
I'll play Jumbo Drill any day.
Jumbo Drill is good.
Yeah,
Jumbo Drill
baby.
sounds like God.
Little fartcore. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I guess speaking on the new events, and I would probably have a different opinion from these three, is that
This guy doesn't play.
yeah, and that's truthfully what it is, right? Is I really don't play all that much anymore. Just not as motivated to play so much anymore. Gotten a little bit older, gotten a little bit heavier, so it's harder to play as much as I did when I was younger. So now, just like coming back and seeing that there's a new event, for me, it's like, oh well, I would have to come back during the weeknights. I can't always go during the weekends like I normally would or would want to. So in my eyes, the events are like, oh, this is such a grind, right? And I get that, and it's like different because like back then I was like, I'd like the grind. Now it's like, yeah, I don't know if it's worth it, which is a shame because I agree. There's usually one or two songs that like I'll play with Henry and he'll be like, you should try this song, and I'll try it. And like sight reading, I'm like, oh, that was a blast, right? So I don't have those songs, which is a shame. But I agree in the sense of like, there's usually one or two songs that you're like, you got to get those. Like those are like really, really fun to play. But I guess from an old man, like doesn't really play as much anymore, it's a lot of grinding and it's a lot of time investment for the events.
Dude, it's like probably since 2022, whenever Dennis comes over and just like, I was like, yo, let me try this new song, dude. It's like Jumbo Drill just came out, dude. Freaking let me try. He's like, no, what? There's a new event? Huh?
I don't, like I said, I don't keep up with this as much anymore. I'm there to play what I want to play,
No, yeah, that's honestly a pretty chill mindset and approach to this game. Yeah, there's no wrong answers. There's no wrong answer to a video game. What are you guys doing? Freaking gatekeeping.
Zero gatekeeping, everyone.
You go, Yuhas.
Well, I mean, I kind of just passively unlock the songs because I mean,
he's a grinder.
I just play a lot. Yeah, I just go there, and then the 100 credits are gone, and I wake up on my lawn.
He's just like me, for real.
$100 every
Yeah,
month.
100 credits. I remember those days.
I'm just like, what? What happened?
If you don't reload by the hundreds, what are you doing? It's the best.
No. I
deal.
reload
Yeah,
by
I
the hundreds.
definitely do.
I don't use 100 in a day.
Slay.
Oh no, like 100 credits, like the
Right. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Well, yeah.
Excuse me?
He's a grinder, man.
But yeah, I get the songs just show up, Ride or Die kind of hurt my feelings on the extra stage. Henry was there. He can attest the pad was ghosting. That's the only reason why I lost that.
Can't do nothing. Can't do nothing.
The pad was ghosting. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it hasn't really been like a problem. I just like the idea that I'm collecting new songs on my ivory tower. I mean, sometimes they're good. If they're bad, it's just like, well, I mean, whatever. It was like 30 stars.
Extra button you have to hit to skip it.
Yeah, that's true. There you go, an extra button to skip. And then I can also say that from other people's perspective, like, oh man, like I can't believe I spent like a $1 billion dollars trying to unlock Ride or Die and I didn't get it, and this sucks. And I'm just like, oh, damn, dude, that does suck.
That's
Sucks to you. No big deal.
Real money.
Yeah.
That's basically Ride or Die, but without the ride and the or. Just die.
Just die.
Just die. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Just grind, bro.
One more extra stage. Die.
What is this? Another version of Let Me See You Dance? What?
But ultimately, I appreciate just having new songs. When I have a lot of songs, it makes me feel like I'm better than everyone.
No, you're not wrong about that feeling. You are not wrong about that feeling. That's a very real feeling.
I just collect all these songs. I don't even know what to do with them.
Young Haas, I can't tell you how bad it feels not having all the songs. Now I feel like naked when I'm there and I'm playing. I'm like, fuck, dude.
That's a problem.
crazy.
Can't relate.
It feels gross.
It feels gross, man.
And I'm so far behind that I'm going to perpetually be like that for the rest of my Dancerush career.
Oh my
so
God, I
I
feel
just got to
that.
get used to that feeling.
Oh man.
Once
oh,
you
man.
Dennis, you did mention like once you like forget to unlock a 2 or 3 and 4, and it just kind of piles up, and then you're just like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
no longer chained to the responsibility to stay
That's
up to
literally how I
date.
felt, right? The second you miss one event, it's like, okay, I already missed one. Like, what's keeping me from missing another one, right? Unless I like know about a song beforehand that's in an event that I really want to get, I probably won't go out of my way unless I just naturally play and I naturally get it, right? So, or I'll just wait the extra year when it comes out the year after, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
yay,
so-
I get to drop more stars. Yippee!
Yeah,
I
right.
have to make an analogy here. So you guys know the doomsday clock, right?
Yes.
And it's like the thing where they're like, "Oh no, end of humanity!" Once it's gone, and then they readjust it, and then they tune it back, and then they recalibrate it again and again, and this is how Dancerush feels like at the
Yes.
current state. Every time a new event comes up, oh my goodness, another Spark Festival. And then since the last Spark Festival, they said, thank you, see you next year. And you have this hope, you have this feeling, you have this anticipation toward the next year. Hopefully this game is still on its life support, that is still going strong with all the voltage that it ever needs to go on for just several years or maybe even several decades more until Dancerush 2 comes out. But no, honestly, right now, every new song that comes up, like especially if it's like a Dancerush original track instead of like a DDR or Sound Voltex port, or I don't know. I just feel like whenever we get music from like Musica, it's like a bad omen. Honestly, it's not the track's fault, right? You have like the newest one, virtual bit. That's I've realized I've caught myself playing that way more frequent than I would expect. But
Me too.
I'm just at this point, good song, bad song. New event means this game gets to live for another 2 to 3 months. Shipping and handling excluded. So I just wish that we keep going. Oh yeah, and then they announced the new Undertale tracks that is upcoming in the new KAC, which is like, oh, more is coming. Man, Bone Trousel, freaking Spider Dance, you know.
all the bangers.
I've never played a game, but the memes sure did it for me. The Lamb Mommy. Anyways,
Toriel?
I never played a game. Never played a game.
More
Never played.
Dance Rush girls in Dance Rush? No way. No way. No way. Damn, Henry was gonna be eating his mic like how he ate my mini mic.
I'm sorry.
I don't have it on me right now, but he ate one
you
of
have
these
to-
mics.
Yeah,
If you're
dude, same
listening
shit,
to the-
different ass.
Yes.
If you're listening to the podcast, I'm sorry that you missed some like only Moti level of like, you know, visual sexy content. Anyways, did Austin go yet?
Yeah, he said his hot take.
Oh yeah,
about
that's
how
right. I
Jin
have
6
dementia.
is very, very, but we're gonna move on forward. Fun. So doing my research for this episode, and if you saw very quickly on Henry's little Discord screen, I've been watching a tournament known as Stage 3. Stage 3 is an online and a SoCal Dance Rush tournament that held.
Actually, wait, fellas, I just got home.
Oh
wow.
shit! Word.
Oh,
Word?
welcome
Sorry,
back.
go
from
on,
the
go
dead.
on, go on with your tagline. I will stop.
So yeah, I gotta get
Oh
this on
my
YouTube.
god, that's cool.
I love how this is gonna be on YouTube now. So, but yeah, I was watching VODs from Stage 3 of Puente Hills Mall, Dance Rush, and online tournament. So now that I mention it, rerun in the future, and if not, maybe would you like to see more Dance Rush tournaments here stateside, and more specifically in the West Coast?
100,000% yes.
Yep.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yep. Okay, so
Yeah, you got the
first of
tournament
all-
organizer right here, man.
first of all,
Yeah.
shout out to Keshki for this very awesome, lovely mug, Dance Rush mug. Look at, they're just chilling. These two Modi playing. that Monty getting a drink. There's this chatting. I can almost see that that's me bullying. I mean, interacting, having a friendly conversation with Yuhas. And then you have this one that just came in, probably like Tucker.
He has me hostage.
Like,
He's in the other room.
100% Tucker.
And then these two are just, chilling, like Max on his phone, and then it's like it's such a realistic set, and I was able to receive this as an extra prize during Mistaken Lake 5, and that is because Keshki originally intended to give these out as prizes for tournaments in Thailand, and after 2-3 years has passed, no one in Thailand is remotely interested or willing to put in the effort to actually host one, and therefore us Americans, we got our dips. So that is what I never want to see in this hellscape of a country, and I genuinely wish that doesn't matter which state you're from, as long as you have a community, even if it's like a small or decent size, doesn't have to be huge. I genuinely is encouraging every single Dancerush groups out there, crews, whatever you want to call you guys. It's just organize,
right.
Put in some time and effort. Yo!
Oh, you're looking fly too.
All right. Soy point. Everyone soy point.
The owner of the PHM Dancerush Instagram account,
That is a straight up insult coming
official,
from you.
parentheses, dead.
That is a straight up insult coming from you. I hate it here.
Anyways,
He's here making it happen.
so I just really this is one of the most effective way to keep this community, to keep this game going. I'm not counting on a lot of chances of like Konami executives or Dancerush game developers or whatever, of them noticing the American scene and possibly giving us premium or standard mode. I've had people have shared that one GIF way too many times of the guy just wakes up from the dream and just like, it's not real, it's not happening, I'm sorry. But any of these, perhaps it will just get into their years, and maybe the Japanese overlords will spare us and save the game for like another year, and then we'll get another year of new songs, new content, and new fun. But as for stage 3, I will have to say that this year for sure there's nothing is being planned. There's literally only 31 days left, and we still have a major tournament going on this next week. That is Eclipse 2023 at Baltimore, Maryland. And your boy's going, and a bunch of other people are also flying from all across the country. So I have to attend to that, and there's absolutely like zero time is available
pressure.
for
if you don't win this time, we'll boot you off PHM.
Yeah, we didn't get around to booting you off for not winning Mistake on the Lake.
I got thirst place. Okay, I think that was good enough for me. Okay,
Thirst.
Yeah, thirst. First in the first
place?
round,
Hello?
then third place in the final round. So thirst place. It's just like a thirsty boy, very on brand, very fitting. No, we don't talk about that. I was like, let me ramble. So, but honestly, looking at next year, I definitely would want to make another event happen. Well, I end up doing everything from managing live stream
that was a lot,
to hosting, to planning, to fundraising, to designing the merch and the stickers, and also the finalist t-shirts, to updating everyone, to managing the server, to anything that you can think of. No, I would not be doing everything next time. PSA, if you're out there actually excited about starting or organizing a tournament, do not do everything yourself. You heard it from me. This is a live example of an exhausted man who is just trying to pass on some knowledge about hosting an event. Eduken would know too. If you ask him about hosting Mistake in the Lake, every time something would go wrong, you have to be mentally prepared for that. Not only you have to have the energy, the brain, but also the emotional HP, the capacity to handle errors, mistakes that would just happen right then and there. And the technology can just be like,
yep.
And then you just have to deal with it. You just have to improvise, and you just have to roll with the flow, and hopefully people don't throw eggs at the performers on stage. So yeah, in short, absolutely, I want to plan something next year, and I want it to be bigger and grander and more accommodating to as many Dancerush players, performers, dancers as possible. And a little spoiler that I have absolutely no basis on. I am thinking about potentially getting, as you may have heard of, Steezy. I want to try to reach out to them. They are a online dance class, online dance content provider, and they have a lot of like genuinely amazing resources for dancers. And me, along with a lot of other people, have actually gotten their subscriptions. Like, not sponsored, but maybe for the next tournament, I actually want to reach out. Maybe someone in charge will be interested in checking this this concept of a game, this new game, even though it's came out for almost 6 years now, and hopefully we'll get some more funding, more freedom to actually organize this event and coordinate with the Round 1 Puente Hills Mall. They're actually pretty chill. Shout out to Round 1 Puente Hills Mall. They let us host that stage 3 for absolutely free, and it was at no charge. They provided with the table with the separators, belts, and whatever, and they let us connect to the Wi-Fi and all that. Just absolutely amazing.
While we're on that subject, I would like to slander R1 Corporate, but well,
You're ragging on the hand that feeds us, boy.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, like, it's well known that we are close friends with the management. We are very close friends with the management. Thank you for all that they've done. But
pooping on the corporate is valid.
Corporate can go fuck themselves with a cactus.
Honestly,
it is not fun. Like, actually real as hell. We get all sorts of funny stuff, like just knowing management, but I mean, it doesn't help that. I mean, okay, I don't think anyone has said this yet. Puente Hills is the flagship location, right? So, corporate
first round one.
First round one, so that means corporate almost always visits the location at inopportune times, and it just makes hell. It just makes it hell for these people working here. On top of them just not paying fair wages, and round one's propensity for opening literally almost every day, rain or shine, no matter what holiday, maybe a nuclear holocaust, who knows?
Good for us consumers. Sucks if you work there.
Well, I mean, remember, corporate is always is also responsible for increasing the credit costs where there shouldn't be. So, it's a mess. We just have to put up with it. I mean, now that I'm sure it's 8.4 credits across the board, even for you guys across the country there, and it's not fun. We get 5 less plays, but sometimes we accidentally hit a button and there's 5 extra credits on the cab. There's no way to explain that. Thank you, Round 1 PHM, for that. I don't know how that happens, but yeah.
Don't speak.
Yeah, don't speak. While we're at it, I have to also give a proper shout out of appreciation for our boy Dennis for hosting not only the Step Up tournament which I won. This is back in December 2019, and that is the second tournament that is hosted at Puente Hills Mall. The first one was hosted by 2MF, and then the third one is the one that I hosted, which is why it's called Stage 3. And there's also there are 2 stages in the game, and we don't get extra stage, so this is our Stage 3, and it's like, it's like, punny. But yeah, Dennis is.
I didn't realize that's why you called it Stage 3. That's insane.
There's like a few reasons. It's like it's kind of smart. But Dennis is genuinely like, he's got this like instructor, teacher, announcer voice that is like very natural for commentating, for just really hyping up and analyze the performance as it goes, and then his chemistry with like with Mia,
and then it was I forgot what her name is, but I know.
Yeah. Oh, we're so sorry.
Irene.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So although there's only like 2 tournaments of like track record, but honestly, both times, him with Irene, him with my girlfriend Mia, it was like they really like exchange and banter, and then was able to really keep the audience on their toes. And it's I would 100%, 1,000,000,000% have you back again, and perhaps get you like another co-commentator.
I'm down.
Maybe I'll do it with you this time. Maybe I'll finally
Ooh.
sit on your lap and be like, "Ooh, what's this?"
What?
Um,
Excuse
A new
You know-
event tournament organizer? What? I'm kidding.
yeah, because I'm not gonna. Yeah. Go ahead.
Selfishly, as a commentator, I would like to see more tournaments and hopefully be invited to commentate because it's fun. It's so much fun. It's an avenue where, putting my teaching degree, my coaching background, like putting that to the test and treating that as a performance too. And then like I've told Henry like my thought process on like how I like break stuff down. And
He did research.
Yeah, of course. I had a whole page of notes like beforehand. Just so I'm not going in blind, right? Like on all the competitors, all the songs, what the format is, what I need to know, right? And it was cool to get like feedback from the competitors that like rewatch the VODs, because they want to review their own stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, the commentary is great." And like for me, I hate listening to myself talk as much as I like to talk. So like being able to see, I was like, "Oh, I'm providing that sort of avenue because in my mind." My job is to educate, any new potential people trying to get into Dancerush, things that they might not know, and like in an easy way, easy digestible way, and then providing the hype. Like I like to think that I am watching it as a viewer, not just as someone that knows Dancerush, but also like, if I'm a random person watching two guys dance and dance battle, like I'm gonna get hype at the moves that the normal person is going to get hype at. So I want to bring that to the forefront, right? And so selfishly, I would like to see more tournaments for that reason. But also, I think what has been amazing, and Henry would probably attest to this because he's been to all these tournaments as well, is that the community grows quite a bit once you host a tournament, and in so many different ways, right? Like that first tournament we held with 2MFs before Step Up, it was like the very first one, right? Where it was like a 17-man bracket, and it was just like once you lost, you were out. Otherwise, you kept going, right? And that one was like the first time we had all really probably had any experience competing, and everyone was dead nervous. We all pushed way too hard on song 1, and then song 2 we were all gassed, right? And like seeing that and what happened afterwards, like the level of gameplay after a tournament just skyrockets because you see at tournaments people pushing so hard, trying new moves they've never done before, and then bringing that back to their respective communities and then leveling up those communities afterwards. Like I know PHM, like after that first tournament, skyrocketed and then plateaued a little bit, and then after every consecutive tournament, everyone is excited to play. Everyone is like, yeah, just that, right? Excited to play, wanting to play. And I think Henry echoed it really well, is that other communities, you just got to get out there and do it. Like even if it's only for 4 people, right? And you have a 2-on-2, 2-2 bracket all the way up. Like that's more than enough. If you can stream it, even better. But just getting hype around it, get like an audience sees an event's going on, they're going to stop by and watch it, right? And all of a sudden, if you're not used to getting crowd, now you got a crowd. And that's always super, super fun. So as a commentator, it's been so cool to see how the community grows. Like the thing I liked about stage 3 was that we got more players from out of state, right? We had Fufa, I think from Texas, Ryu is from Seattle, I believe, right? And watching them play, like I was watching their qualifiers because I wasn't really familiar with them beforehand. So watching their qualifiers and then seeing them evolve even from qualifiers into the actual tournament scene that day and seeing their evolution, and then like looking at what Ryu can do now. And I'm assuming that when they brought those experiences back to their communities, it helped bring their communities up as well. So to anyone that's like, in a Dancerush community and like is like, oh, I want to host a tournament, but I'm not sure, just do it. Obviously, like Henry said, get some help. There's always, every single tournament we held, there have been like what we felt were catastrophic failures that were going to ruin the tournament, and we thought it was going to be done, whatever. Found a way to make it happen. You will find a way to make it happen. Get some help, but absolutely hold tournaments. It does wonders for the community that like most people will not realize until way later. That's my like two cents on it.
Yes, absolutely.
Very amazing for those 2 cents, Dennis. Thank you for that. We're just going to keep the ball rolling with this. So it's time for a question of the episode. I definitely did not steal question of the week from the Dancerush Stardom Discord server. So don't come at me for that, please and thank you, Dancerush.
You did it anyways.
How
I did
dare
it.
you?
And I do it again and again and again. Anyways,
Disappointment.
so for the listeners here, this is the first episode that is coming out since the Konami Arcade Championship, or KAC. I want to ask you guys, I know while we were waiting for the stream to be live, saw you guys, lurking on the KAC videos. Who was your favorite player to watch that wasn't Nishi or Riri? Just to refresh your guys' memory, there was Zayek, Kagarazuka, Hanbai, and RM.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch AC. I didn't watch it. Oh no!
Young Haas, we can hold hands together. I'm also for shame on that one.
Yeah.
This podcast is crumbling.
Do you expose Dennis like minutes before the recording or what?
I
exposed myself. I owned up to it, right?
All right.
No, yeah, this is perfectly as expected, but
I think
that's a little bit of surprise for Yunhaz.
I guess the one thing I can say, I know I said Han before we started rolling, but thinking about it again, Kagura came in as a complete unknown to me. I didn't know who he was. All I knew is that he had done premiums, right, just like any other JP dance rusher. But he had flair, and that was actually really surprising to me. The reason why I changed it from Han is because, well, there's a little bit of bias there. Max and I met Han in the 2022 trip, so it doesn't necessarily count. And also, to be fair, I don't think Han did not do well. Objectively speaking, he did not do well at KC. I don't know if it was stage fright. I don't know if it was the cab being wrong. I mean, it's only something I can ask him when I see him again in a few days, right? But Kagura, I think, caught my eye because he was a complete unknown, right? The same reason, if I think about it back then, especially with the original KACs, right? The one person that caught my eye at the time was, other than Riri and Nishi, was Tenori. And then for the 9th KAC, that ended up being Kashiki, actually, because Kashiki was, at the time, we didn't know who he was. Just some, random guy from Thailand who managed to...
Guy.
Dude, he's probably listening to this. He's gonna kill me in person. I can hear this. But he was a random Thai guy who had qualified for KAC 9th, and it was insane. I mean, I was watching him very interested, and obviously we got to know him as the years passed, and then 10th KAC. Shoot, I actually kind of forgot who was at 10th KAC other than Riri and Nishi. I know Tenori was still there, right?
10th KAC, the live stream is just Nishi versus Riri.
It was really just those two?
Yep.
Okay, then I guess it
was limited capacity.
Altogether. No, I think it was. I mean, it's like you said earlier. We were watching the stream live. It's just it was the whole story of Riri and Nishi on the 10th again. Then, so that's something I would say. Then we can probably ignore. But at least
Boomer has a question.
Yes, go on.
Which was the first KAC that they had Dancerush?
Eighth. The very first one that Nishi won.
Yeah, I remember that one. That's the one I watched.
Yeah, the one that everyone said Riri should have won.
Okay, so 9 was the rematch between Riri and Nishi, right?
Yeah, the one that Riri actually won on True Blue,
right.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
10th KAC was new, right? New Stardom remix or no?
New. That was what Riri picked, and then Nishi played Luminous Pajamas.
Okay, yeah, I can see why Riri won that one. I have to look at it again, but to reiterate, yeah, my answer is Kagura because he came in as a complete unknown. We didn't know what he was capable of, and he fought well. He definitely fought well.
Okay,
he had flair.
I'm still gonna go with Jake. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Xaeik.
Jake.
Yeah, Jake. Yeah, the tall Korean lad, just out here fighting his battle, and
he's still playing that legend.
Yeah, he's got a groove. He's got a groove.
Shake.
He's got that. Yeah, he's got that top tier meme face.
The thing about Shake too, right? The thing about Shake too is he's actually part of the original KAC 4, right? The original KAC 4 is Riri, Nishi, Tenori until he retired and
Shake,
got married,
yeah,
and Jake, yeah.
Yep.
No one else
got married.
No one else other than these 4 have been in the same KAC, excluding the 10th, right? So
because COVID.
Yeah, because COVID. Yeah, but Jake is definitely a good pick.
The boss of Korea, right?
Yeah, he's literally the boss of Korea. No one
He's
else
the
from
boss.
Korea comes back but
Yeah.
him.
Boss
He knows
man.
what's up. Yeah, I'd love to meet
It's
that
like
guy.
instead of Ohio final boss, it's Korean final balls.
I mean, I would say like the thing about like KSC 11th is like it's kind of a repeat of KSC 8th, right? Yeah, 2 Koreans fighting for the medal, and then like 4 Japanese,
Right.
which is nice. If they opened it up again, I guess. But yeah, it was nice seeing 2 Koreans. It was Han and it was Jake.
So I take that Jonas is not going to answer this question.
But I'm actually going to go on a little side note here. So when I was talking with Younghas before the episode, I showed him a photo of Kagurazuka. I was like, not going to lie, if I styled my hair like the right way, I'm going to take off the beanie really quickly.
Whoa!
I
Hair
kind of look like
reveal.
Kagurazuka. I kind of
Dude,
look.
dog, he's got the drip, man.
I'm
He showed
telling
up-
you,
he
you
showed up-
just
Now I just got to add the drip. I know I'm wearing.
No, you got to get the
under-
Dickies jacket. The Dickies jacket was actually fire, honestly.
That was fire, I do say. That makes me want to get buy stuff
fashion.
from Dickies. But you see me, I'm kind of a bit of a bum. I'm wearing tech pants on the bottom. No one can see that right now. I'm wearing a Bucky's.
You showed us earlier.
Yeah, they did show us.
It
earlier.
would be really funny if someone showed up to KC of like 5'11" military clothing or something.
Apollo would do that if he plays KC.
That
Apollo
would be
would.
funny.
Apollo.
Shout
would
out
do
to my
that.
friend Apollo. He would never play Dancerush, very unfortunately. Yeah. So can I just add something on top of watching KC? Is like, so it's meant to be Konami Arcade Championship, right? So you would expect the highest of the caliber among the Dancerush community. You are gonna expect the top of the world worthy of techniques, of choreography, of the presentation, the crafting, the master level of the definition of the representation of what this game can truly reach at its pinnacle, right? However, it's kind of I'm kind of in a tough situation where I've hosted my tournament. I've participated in Mistaken Lake twice now, both 4 and 5, which they have Dancerush, and I've seen some of the perhaps the most diverse, dynamic, and also diehard Dancerush enthusiasts out there, really showing their personality, really just displaying all of their true essence of how they define what this game means to them. So it's just very refreshing seeing the rest of the world, even outside of America, just doing their train, showing off their style. And circle back to KC, I just I'm not buying it. I think the system is flawed. I don't think that they are truly favoring what the rest of the what most people, even most people in Japan, would regard as the top players of this game. I understand the technical difficulty. Trust me, I know damn well there's no way of perfecting the scoring system, because the game's nature is, by nature, subjective. It's almost like like art contest. It's not DDR. It's not like you get to 1 million points and then bam, world champion, Chris for life. No. And also, side note is fuck you. For the DDR slander of the American players, it's just straight up ridiculous. But what I'm trying to say is just that the other 4 players, even Jake this year, was kind of unmemorable. I'm really sorry to have to say this, but it's to a point where if this kind of grand occasion does not warrant some of the most energetic performance, then I don't know how the community is going to be influenced by that. They're just kind of oh, okay, so these are the top six of the world, and they kind of seems like they've tapped out. They're I guess this game is dead. It's just you don't want to give that kind of influence, because it's really just that's the spotlight, and if you don't dance till you're dead right then and there, then there's really just kind of disrespectful almost. So and I think it was RM, right? He's the one who was kind of doing the SpongeBob, how I was doing it mid 2019. That was it was him, right?
I
Yeah.
believe so. Yes.
Yeah,
And I think to go on, sorry.
definitely he made it there because like he grinded, he got the score, he played the system, and that's why he's in top 6, right? So there's nothing wrong with playing the game, playing the tournament by its rule, and then making it to the top that way. But it's I'm just like expressing my personal opinion of like what kind of value that I see in this game, and I still believe that Nidi is like he is the like a almost physical manifestation of why I love this game to death. And it yeah, I know he got second place this year because Nishi truly brought it. Like that was well deserved, and the locking style he really have perfected it to a perfect caliber that won him this tournament. But I want to see more. I want to see all 6 to be like just so fiercely competitive that it's just like you watch all 6 and be like, fuck, I don't know who's gonna make it to top 2. Like finalists, I don't know. I didn't get that feeling. I was just watch all 6 and I'm like, it's Nishi versus Judy again. There's just no contest. There's no contest. I'm just it's such a shame. It's a little bit of a shame actually. Yeah. So Konami, do better. I'm sure that you can do better. And also don't ghost a pad in a freaking live stream.
No, that was scuffed.
Horrible. That was
absolutely scuffed. That last part.
I was like,
I mean,
I'm
like,
pretty sure. Yeah, everyone's like, no way. No.
Are we going in order for this question actually? Because I do want to add my 2 cents, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
think,
sorry. Go for it.
No.
Jonas and I are not answering. So
Okay, all right. So to add on to what Henry said, the scoring system is flawed on the KC side. However, I still think it performs a little bit better than our US counterparts. The US counterparts are inconsistent, right? Each individual competition has their own set of judging criteria. Like, for example, the aforementioned Infinity stage, which just threw everything to the wayside and just said, fuck you, we're just going to use the pad as a dancing service. Right? And then you had last year's mistake on the lake, where I guess like they got a dancer judge, but the dancing judge didn't understand that like people could move differently on Dancerush. Like he gave I like there are some people who are genuinely robbed, right? Like Ben scored a 3, I guess, on this freestyle. Like, that actually like kind of annoyed me. I don't
Are we talking about Mistaken Lake 4?
Yes, correct. Last year's
he got a 3 on his execution.
Yeah, 3 on his execution. The man does not have a 3 for execution. And I think what we need to learn from future competitions. We need to look at both sides. Right? We need to see what the American system did right. We need to see what the Japanese system did right. Right. Obviously, what the Japanese system does wrong is it allows people to essentially grind their entire livelihood, getting as many full combos as they can to qualify. Right. Then to add on to what Henry said about like barring like foreign players that aren't like Koreans. I mean, that is a little bit more nuanced than what Henry said. For example, like Chris for Life, right? The guy got caught playing data that hadn't been released on American servers yet on a private cab, and he got understandably a lot of ire from the more international community because this guy was essentially cheating, right? Who the hell plays a newly unlocked song from a Korean arcade, and the Korean arcade is actually just a private cab in someone's home, right? So it's not, I would say, at least in Chris's case, he wasn't doing himself any favors. All the other 3 that got wrongly disqualified, no, I understand, right? That shouldn't have happened to them. But like,
agreed.
With Chris's situation, it's so nuanced, and the worst part is the Western antis on Twitter. I might be going to a little bit around here, but like the Western side of DDR is probably the most cancerous cesspool I've ever witnessed. They start shit over the smallest things. Like, I understand Fefems was just like, why don't you guys just play on data? And then, when I'm sure he would understand if you were to accurately communicate to him that we have data limitations here, right? But no, you have these people on Twitter just like, no, it's because you're scared of getting beaten, just acting like complete man-children. These guys are in their 30s, acting like man-children on Twitter, and they're not doing them a fucking service.
Can I just
Right?
say it just feels like that is why in comparison, like the Dancerush community feels like a breath of fresh air. It's just everyone
Yeah.
is just kind of chilling, relaxing, playing this game at their off time, and just kind of exchanging, trying to get better at dance. Even so,
And that's the thing. I
there's
can
not
see
a lot
why.
of
I can see why there was I wouldn't say a schism, but like two different schools of thought with DDR, right? You have the freestyle side, and then you have the score attack side, right? And that's fine. Actually, if anything, that's what Infinity Stage should have done, right? Split it into score attack and the score attack. Split it into choreography that more follows score attack, but not necessarily pure score attack, and freestyle. That's at least what DDR did correctly, right? You had separate ladders for each discipline, right? And that's something Infinity Stage didn't get right correctly. They just said, here's a piece of plastic, go dance on it, right?
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
Idol, definitely take note of Infinity Stage when you get to have the podcast episode with the NorCal community. I would definitely want to hear some of the aftermath and their analysis, thoughts, and just general opinions on what has happened in 2019.
I think the funniest
was it 2018?
Part
I don't even know.
No, that was like 2018, I think.
Oh
I think
my
the
goodness.
funniest part about like Infinity Stage was like you had people in Facebook groups from like Singapore and Southeast Asia just absolutely trashing Infinity Stage. They're like, this is a mockery of Dancerush competition, pretty much. And I was just like, I get what you're talking about. A little bit too overreacting, but I totally get what you're talking about. It's just like a complete like 180, right? In thought and mindset from your typical Dancerush competition. But yeah, I mean, to sum it all up, essentially, like we need to. The nice thing about people who do competitions before and after us is we get to learn from what they did wrong, and we try to make sure we don't do those mistakes in future competitions.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
Trials
feel
and errors.
like,
Yeah.
and I feel like so. Yeah, Mistake on the Lake 5 was my first ever rhythm game competition ever. And though shit happened, technical difficulties and all that stuff, we rolled with the punches and we finished the tournament luckily before round one closed. Thank God. Thank the lucky stars in our sky for letting that happen. So I guess we learned from our past in terms of like tournaments like this.
Oh no! Did he turn to a robot?
Uh-oh. Yeah, he turned
You're
into
lagging
a robot.
out. 1 second.
Oh no!
Okay, you're good now. Can you say it again?
Okay. Did I guess it was like something on my end. So no
One
worries.
sentence.
Yeah, you're roboted.
Yeah.
Everyone else was kind of like there. Go on.
Probably. Anyways, so Dancerush and its music surrounds EDM, electronic dance music. Give me like one of your favorite songs in the game. Like, could be anything.
Wait, you want an EDM song or just any song?
Any song. I mean, I'm just saying it just revolves around EDM, but sometimes Kanmai wants to go
Smooch by
different
Course
routes.
K.
I'm so glad no one at PHM plays that song anymore. I'm so
I
happy.
actually want to shoot myself anytime someone. Well, except Raiga. God damn it, Raiga! Why do you keep playing this?
Every time
Oh, yeah, he
every time
I'm
at
sorry,
Broadway
Raiga.
Mall.
I love
That
you,
is
buddy,
also-
but no.
That is also
go on in order.
Max with Voltissimo.
That's Max with
forgot that he does
memories. That's Max with memories. Oh, I'm gonna go.
No,
play
but Memories
today.
is like an Eric song, so I'm kind of okay with that.
Okay,
See,
yeah, fair enough.
Dennis is so stuck in the past. He's like, oh, Memories is still.
What Athena are we on right now?
Well, my perception on it was that Max started playing it after Eric, right? Like he started seeing what Eric was doing on it and then was doing that. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Anyways, let's go from top to bottom as per usual. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Damn. I can only give it one song. Okay. Well, shit.
How about this? Give three. You can. We'll give you three.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
give me three. Damn.
Yeah, three.
I should have never asked. I guess man, Prank by Soon. Man. Oh boy. Oh goody. Yes. It's
Golly
just so much
gee.
to play around with. The musicality of like a that hits the right
I
spot.
like that. I like that.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's so good. And one of my I would say all-time favorite song for this game is the End of the World Anthem Stardom remix. Is the one with the queen with the crown.
Yeah, the song. I think the translation was the song you hear at the end of the world.
Yeah, Sekai or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Triumphant Song at the End of the World. I like that.
Triumphant Song. Yeah, that's the one. That's it's very well produced and it's consistent, but it still has its highs and lows. And I don't know. I like the synths. I think that's the kind of synth that I really dig, and it's music to my ears.
This man be like, I shoot ropes thinking about it.
How did we bring it back? Austin, how did you bring it back to this topic?
Take shit different ass, bro. Shit.
There we go. We're at 3. Let's go.
3.
That's fucking awful.
Let's go. Oh my god.
You know what? I can only give 2 at the moment.
2 or 3. That's
honestly,
fine.
recently, Touch Me has really grown up.
Oh yes.
It's been a local PHM banger. Everyone
I
loves
have
it.
really-
Henry, which one? The Soto F or the C?
Oh, it's the dog.
the
I
dog.
got that dog in me.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
talking about the
that's
seashell one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 Touch Me
Yeah.
songs. I completely forgot. There's one of them is clearly the inferior of the 2.
Mhm.
It's no, listen. It's just like these 2 bastards right here, Dennis and Proto. They are just they're such burning enthusiasts of Touch Me. Every time they play, I'm just like, why do you put yourself through this torture? This.
Yeah, it's a hidden heart song, right?
I know this is some for
It
level 8.
burns.
This is some voluntary needle bed.
The
there's-
goddamn 9, dude.
it's
I think that thing was miscategorized.
Yeah, there's something about
I think it's a 9.
the 1 2 3 2 1 steps that just keep going, keep
Over and
coming.
over. Yeah, it's over and over.
Yeah. No, yeah, you have to find some ways to not cheese it, but not do the same footwork every single time to really get creative with it. But in terms of the song production itself, it's very quirky. I love it. I never had I never had a problem with the song, but now that I've gotten better at the game, I actually tried to try it again. I'm like, oh shit, this is playable. Oh, I can do this here. Oh, I can do that there. Oh, I can be a
It's
dog.
surprisingly a lot of room to do
Like-
random stuff. Yeah.
I know, right? So it's
Definitely.
this is also what I'm saying. If you have, this is something I really need to say. If you have an opinion toward a song, you think the song is trash, or you're like, this, I would never play this. This is never ever in my will ever show up in my played songs list. It's just not in my radar, not the type of songs that I vibe with. Just remember to check back with it every 3 to 6 months, because once you grow as a Dancerush player or even a dancer, and then you discover that the notes is not as hard as you remember. I can't sing the actual tune; it'll get you a copyright strike. But it's the way that your brain restructure and then it reads the chart again. Like, I slept on this.
Rediscovering
goodness.
charts is so much fun.
Yeah, and then
Very
there's no end to this game. So that's my 3 songs for November 30th, 2023, 10:16 p.m. PST.
And for me, December 1st, 1:16.
You are December 1st. Woo!
Yeah. Wait, before I give mine, I actually want to hear Young Haas's 3.
Me too.
Because I think it's different perspective. I want to hear
Oh
his 3.
god, I'm gonna say a song, and you guys are like, you like that song? You
No, that's why I want to hear it. That's why I want to hear it.
No pressure.
Okay.
We're just gonna roast this poor guy alive. Watch.
We're just gonna stare at him right now.
The first song is a song that I don't own. I have to drag Henry in with me to be like,
Oh
hey,
yeah, it's a classic.
let's play. Hey, dude, let's duo. Can I pick a song? I need it off your list, right? It's Virus Funk.
Shout outs to communities that can duo. It helps so much,
Yeah.
by the way.
Two
Yeah.
cabinets.
Yeah. It's,
Virus Funk,
it's
right?
Virus Funk, yeah. And
Oh, dang it, he picked my song. Dang it.
I mean,
Well,
Henry already picked my song, so I can't say anything about that. I gotta find another song.
Virus Funk is so good.
Virus Funk has a really great section in the middle where it starts off with 2 downs, and then it's just a bunch of hold notes, it's a couple quarter notes, but mostly hold notes. So you can do a lot of stuff on the floor. Which I mean, I don't think you have to do very much, but there's a lot of room to just actually rest, right, and just lay there.
Man, sleeping.
Just
Nice pajama, yeah.
Henry's seen me sleep on the pad before. Well, kind of.
No,
So,
you're sleeping with the pad.
You actually
true.
okay? Hold on. Like sleep on the pad or fall asleep on the pad? That's a feat.
Like sleep on
you know
the
that.
sleep. Okay, sleep on the pad. Yeah. That's one. Are we grading this by both chart and song or just song?
However you want to interpret it.
Up to
Okay,
you,
sure.
buddy. Up to you.
Okay. Next song. I mean, oh man, I don't want to pick like someone else's song, but I guess it's unavoidable. Would probably be Polar Night. I hope I didn't pick somebody's.
Wait, which
Polar
one?
Night.
The
Polar
little
Night.
you're-
teddy bear. The
Of
purple
us
one.
four, you're fine. Of us
Okay,
four, you're
sick.
fine.
Sick. Yeah. I mean, just like chill chart. It gives me a lot of room to mess with verticality. Gives me a lot of room to mess with.
That's a fact.
Yeah, it gives me a lot of room to mess with being on my hands. That kind
Yeah,
of
it's a
thing.
good shuffling chart too.
Yeah, it's a great shuffling chart. There's nice shuffling
Good tempo
segments.
too. Good tempo.
Good tempo.
Yeah.
Number 3. Let's think here. I like crazy shuffle. Nah, I mean I like.
He said the
He's
thing.
doing loud
He did
bugger
he
sound.
said the thing.
Just say game hacker if you're saying something like that.
Oh, I'm gonna
There's
commit
one of the
unalive.
earlier songs. There's one of the earlier ones that Meltdown by G Blazin'.
Ooh.
That one's really. I really just like the. I don't know. It's like a great way to force me to do cutting shapes to some extent. Pretty much, like I don't. Whenever I do normal shuffling, I can't think of.
What to do? Or like
I
kind
can't
of
think of what
very
to do. So if it
variations.
tells me like, hey, do cutting shapes, I'm like, all right, got it. Bet, no problem. But I mean, also it's just it's kind of a banger. Yeah.
Nice.
Very straightforward chart. Thank you.
It's
that's
Star Rail
definitely-
time, gamers.
Yeah, Austin, you or me? You get it?
Go on.
The
you
Star
next.
Rail grind.
No, because I have a feeling you're gonna. I'll give you BW because I feel like you're gonna pick that one.
Give me what?
BW.
BW. The hell's BW?
It's the one with the step back, the double step back during the Running Mans.
Oh.
Oh,
I feel like it's
yeah.
a classic Austin song. I'll give it to him.
It's a fucking. Hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah, that one.
Is a song? Wait, hold
Oh,
on. Is a song named BW?
No. The initials are
No,
BW.
the initials
Max
of
did
the
a
song.
mistake on the Lake 5.
Oh, wait. Oh, you mean Bounce to This?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I love
Literally
BW.
everyone knows
I love-
except you.
Bounce
Bro.
Woo Whiz.
What the
Bounced
fuck
by
is
Riz.
BW?
Broadway Walk.
Oh, Broadway
Thank
Walk?
you.
I mean, okay.
I
No.
figured it out,
Okay,
and I
take
didn't
it.
even like.
No,
yeah.
take it.
No,
Take
I'm
it
not
because
taking
I have
it.
something else. No, take it because I
Okay,
have something
you want
else.
me to go first? Okay, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
So I will honorable mention Virus Funk. I won't pick it because Young has picked it. I unironically love that song. It's the only song I'll play in 2DX. So when it transferred over and the chart was like killer, oh, juicy. So love that song. It's like not like so strenuous, like let's say like a Love to Shuffle is, where it's like I really like the song, I really like the chart, but I'm exhausted and I don't want to play it right now. So, it's a good fit. But I guess top 3, and I'm gonna need to find one, but let's say in no particular order, one of the songs for me would be Rip It Off. It's not a very shuffle heavy song. There is a shuffling section at the end. It's like the first song I really like set up a choreo like for all of it that I really wanted to do. And I'm sure like if I dropped the choreo and just played around with it, it's a good song to just mess around and freestyle a little bit, bounce around a little bit. And it's one of the few songs I unironically listen to outside of like in normal everyday, like I'm driving. Right, I can't say the same for all the Dancerush songs. There are a couple that I would. That one's definitely up there. So Rip It Off, I like a lot. I want to save one for last. So let me see what my third would be. Running through the list.
Love Crazy Shuffle, man.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
I'll be honest with you,
actually,
I don't think I played that song in 2 years.
Stage 3. No, wait, stage.
I actually
Stage.
really like Stage.
Yeah.
If it was a couple years ago, I probably would have said Stage because I that's one of the few songs I always go back to. Like all those I'm boomer. Those old school songs I go back to, like New Age I go back to, Stage I go back to, like Kill the Beat I go back to. Right, those are all really really good. Is it in my tops though? Probably not. I don't know, Henry. Could you throw some in my direction? I'll be like, yeah, no, it's probably that one.
Majestic?
That's my last one. That's the one I'm saving.
See, I know this guy so well. I just said
He does know me. I've known him for so long.
No. Where's AutoClick? AutoClick is hiding somewhere.
Oh, that's like a sleep. I don't. Oh yeah, AutoClick is
That is
good.
kind of a sleeper.
Yeah, AutoClick's a good sleeper one. How about this? I'll say one that I don't.
Oh, Vishnu.
Yeah, that was up there too. Vishnu is one of the ones I really, really like as well. How about this? I'll do a sleeper pick because I feel like I'm one of the only ones that will play it, and I haven't played it in a while. I like Flower, but the level 9 chart.
That's an interesting take. Whoa.
Yeah, I really like the level 9 chart because the level 10 chart is really shuffle heavy, and it's just over and over and over again, and a lot of bouncing. The level 9 chart, like, breaks the way you think about Flower. Right, because like everyone knows the Flower chart, and it like most people can probably play it, probably eyes closed for the most part. Right, it's like it feels very natural to do those motions. So the level 9 chart like breaks the way it plays. So I will occasionally bust that out just so I can listen to Flower again, and because the chart is interesting. I'm not gonna say it's necessarily fun. It can be. There are moments where I'm like, "Fuck this chart," but it's always I come back. It's like a love hate with it. And I guess the last one and. This is at Henry's expense for sure, is Majestic. I don't score very well in that song, but it allows me to interpret the game how I want to do it. It's slow enough. I pretend to like the slightly slower songs. I can roll with it. I can dance with it. I can freestyle to it. It's the only reason I beat Henry in the first ever tournament we played. Yeah, so that song I think has been like a staple of mine. And unironically, I used to do this thing when we still had like consistent members in the community where I would like create a chart and be like, what do you think everyone's signature song is? Right. And we all had that. I still have that like Excel spreadsheet somewhere. Maybe we go back and we do it again because that was a lot of fun just to see what everyone's.
Yeah, a few months ago I went back for it.
Yeah, it's super fun to see what everyone thinks your best song is. Right, and I think like Majestic was like up there for mine, so I was like, okay, I rock with it, you know. So that's one of like my pet songs for sure.
All
right, get it, my boy.
Yeah.
All right, get off story rail. Time.
Number one is Bounce to This. It's probably one of my favorites. After watching, I mean, it's even more my favorite now that like I see people who do cutting shapes like Hiroki do it really well. I think it's because it's like. It's one of two Android 52 songs I really like. The other being like This, right? Like This, however, is way more complicated and definitely, I would say, more stamina taxing. But cutting shapes friendly, kind of fuck around friendly too, especially in the middle. Toward the end, it's more of a, I would say, less technical. But there's a lot of shit you can do, right? You can like do the funny rolling thing with your heel that Henry does, or you can. You can hit a reverse running man, or hit like a pseudo sort of like Charleston, I guess. But it's like glitch. It's almost like glitch hop, but it's not glitch hop. I guess it's really hard to put it. But it's an all around good song.
Yep.
One thing that always keeps throwing me off, however, is at the beginning. It tends to be. Yeah, the beginning, right, when it goes straight into the chorus, it kind of throws people off because you either start cutting shapes or you do a cross shuffle. Half the time I fail to do that cross shuffle. It's not very fun. I just end up going into basically limp mode. I just hit everything with a back step, which is kind of how I approach it really lazily, but it's just a banger of a track. The
Your
tracks
back
made
steps
well.
are clean though.
Are they? They look really stupid. I don't know.
No, I disagree. I think they're
All
very
right,
clean.
all right, I'll take that. Number 2, I'm surprised no one has said this yet. Who the fuck didn't say Go Down? None of you said Go Down. How dare you?
I thought you were
I
going to
would
say
not
About
say
Right.
Go Down is your quintessential, like, it is one of the easiest 10s. I will not
Yeah.
doubt that. It's like up there with Hastern, even Deadlock, or no Deadlock, no, not
Dopamine.
Deadlock. Dopamine is like Haster 2. The same way You Take My Soul is like Undercover 2, right? They're both level 9, level 10 songs. They echo each other fairly nicely, and I would consider them to be evolutions of both of those songs. Go Down is just relaxing. You can play it relaxing, or you can go extremely hard at it. And it's a reason why kind of like it's probably one of the most like requested. One of the easiest songs to throw a train on, and also one of the easiest songs to just look good on in like a 1v1 situation.
Mhm.
Also, it's just a banger. It's another KO3 banger. It's really hard to unbang.
They have Party Jumpin', and then we have Go Down. It's like
Yeah, that would
they
Go
have
Down.
both. No, that song is definitely one of my songs where it's like, where I'm in the current stage of sleeping on it, but I know that in time I'll come back to it and play it more.
Yeah,
But
you'll come back to
I
that. Yeah, I agree.
had to get good.
Yeah.
What's your third song?
Well, Young has already said Meltdown, correct?
Yeah.
I kind of stole that
Yoko's
from you
just
because I saw
sniping
you
all
play
our
it.
songs.
Yeah, Meltdown is a good one. I would have said Broadway Walk, but Broadway Walk is the issue with Broadway Walk though. Sometimes it kind of conforms you a little bit too much.
That's
I mean, there's only so much you can do with a shuffle and hitting the back step on that one, but it's still a really fun song. The third song I would say, that's kind of, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. Prank. I don't play Prank much though. I don't play Prank much, but I recognize it's a very, very, very good song.
Is that Henry's song?
It is
Same
Henry's
shit,
song.
different
It's
ass.
It is.
It's
Henry.
It is Henry's song. It is the song that he actually did a doubles with Henry. With Riri.
Oh, that's right.
It's a very, very good song.
Oh yeah, I will put the
you
video
can-
on
you-
screen right now.
It's
but
you
it's
can
like
you straight fuck around with it. It's great. It's yeah. I mean, like, if I really had to shove Prank out though, because like it, I guess it wouldn't really count if it's a song I don't play that much, right? Whew, this is gonna be a little bit of an issue. Yeah, honestly, that's actually really hard. Well, I will say, Rock the Party is growing on me.
I agree with that one.
Newcomer
That was a good
song. Rock the Party is insane.
I wish I had
another
it.
dog song. Another dog.
Another dog.
More
Yeah.
I wish I had
dog.
Rock the Party. That's a
One
good
thing
song.
I do want to try, however, is I do want to try Rock the Party on level 9. I want to see. So, as we have all observed, we haven't really like said anything about it, but Konami's starting to pay attention with the level 9 with the level 9 easy versions of level 10s actually being really fun to actually play for once. We saw this trend with not with Flower. We saw this trend with
How dare
one
you?
of the No, not with, sorry, not with Flower. Not with Haster, excuse me. The first like incredibly good 9 you can think of. That was a 10. Honestly, I think shit. I actually might need some help here. There was because we did you, me, Luna. We've played some 9s that were formerly 10s. They actually came out quite nice.
Who is you in this sentence?
Henry. Henry's
Okay.
played some 9s before like that before. Actually,
Oh.
the song you hear at the end of the world's 9 isn't half bad. Go Downs
Not
is really
terrible.
lazy. Yeah, not terrible. I did try Rock the Party 9s. I don't remember much of it, but I don't remember having that much of an issue with it, so I'll put that up there. Deadlock isn't bad either. We don't talk about Let Me See Your Dance. That's just complete ass. Oh my lord.
Yeah. Ass.
But yeah, I would say Rock, if I
Well-
really had to, if I had to toss out Prank, Rock the Party easily.
Nice. What about have you
It's
guys
just a
tried?
song you want to go hard in.
Was Make That Buddy level 6 or level 5?
Make That Body was a 9.
Oh, the easy mode.
Oh, the easy mode is probably. You know what? Look it up on the wiki. I think
Is it making that body level 10, bro? For the
make that body is a 9. I think last time I checked.
Or
we're
can
losing
check
it. We've been
we
playing
can
this
check
game for
body-
too long.
Touch My Body is a 10. Also, like hard style is just so. It's so divisive.
Yeah,
Like you can have this really cool hard style song, but then you're just going to kind of kill yourself on the pad.
pretty much.
Especially if you're taller. If you're
Mm,
taller, hard style is not fun.
ouch.
Short Kings
I
rise
am-
up.
I am 6'2" or 6'3", aka that's 191 centimeters for you non-freedom unit people. It's
Gross.
the
Kings
taller
rise
you
up.
are, exactly.
I hate you all.
The taller you are, the more you have to kind of shift your playstyle, especially for high BPM. And then for high BPM, you just kind of just end up looking like a fool. There's just too much. There's too much stride. There really is just too much stride.
As a fellow tall person who is exactly his height, I sort of agree.
Yeah, it's just kind of painful. You just kind of look like you're DDR score attacking. You might as well wear the full gym short outfit.
As a tall person who's 2 inches shorter than these two, get good.
You're 6 feet now?
I'm like 5'11" and a half.
Yeah,
yeah,
and 6 on a
5'11"
good day.
Yeah, more like 5'11" versus 6'0" meme. Hello?
Like 6, yeah. I'm like a 6 with like shoes on, probably. I don't know, dude. There are people who think
sweet,
that
sweet 5'9".
Oh, yeah, short king.
I'm 5'6.5", guys. What the
Oh,
hell?
real short king.
There are some manlets in the chat.
I know. But what I was
No
I gonna
short
say?
kings.
Get it, Idol.
Yeah, everyone jumped me right now through Discord. But as I was gonna say, I was like, run in doubt, use the Moti bot when it actually is working on the Dancerush Stardom Discord server. But now that I think of it, since we're technically past the halfway point of season 1 of the Moti Hour, my song picks changed for top 3. I don't even remember what I did for episode 1, but I'm just gonna say it. I said it earlier. Don't speak. Pride ask, because K-pop-esque. And also, Pride-esque noticed me on a tweet because originally I was going to go to Eclipse East next weekend, but academic conflicts and all that stuff. So they noticed me, and that was pretty cool. And another one that's been, I don't know if this is an underrated pick since this is an extra stage, official bootleg, Black Leota.
Ooh.
Bootleg's not a bad chart, actually, now I think about it.
That was
I
so
don't know if
funky.
it's-
That was like
I don't know if it's a sleeper pick. I mean, it's
I think it
fun.
is. It's fun.
Fun, really, really fun. Like there's like these like half SpongeBob patterns in like the chorus where like I kind of go like this like really cool like just like a little bit of a locking thing, and then I gotta say synth samples and preset loops from.
Oh my god, I was about to say that. If we absolutely had to talk about sleeper hits, that's synth in a nutshell. That and
Yeah.
beat are nutshells.
Yeah, the Running Man patterns and synth samples is pretty insane. And also honorary mention Garuda Hamario remix.
Mhm.
It's better than the original. I'm with you.
Way
Oh,
better
Mia
than the
would
chorus
kill
remix.
all of us. Mia's gonna
Ooh.
hear this and be like,
Oh yeah, Mia would kill us.
The Garuda remix is actually genuinely good.
Yeah,
like Mia's a hardcore original Garuda defender.
Like I get a lot of not Riz when I play Garuda for some reason. Like a lot of people like look at me when I do like I spin in that chart like for some reason during the chorus. It's just fun. It's just really really fun for Garuda.
And then official bootleg you can hit the sheesh in the middle.
oh yeah, I don't want to be too loud because it's like almost 2 a.m. in my household.
Oh shit, yeah, it's late.
Dude, La Chunkla is about to come out right now.
This is your longest episode in
This
season
is-
1.
This for season 1. This is going to be the longest.
This is like
episode
5
to date.
Oh,
five
yeah.
plus years.
We need to set the precedent, right? It needs to be 2 times as long as the next longest episode, just to spite people.
We have just fucked over
Yeah,
the next
fuck him.
episode.
Fuck
then.
him. Fuck
Fuck
him.
'em.
Shut up!
Fuck 'em.
No, they don't speak for me. No, like compared to other communities, we do have like 5+ years of like material to talk about, right? I don't know how long other states have been around for this game, but some of the states have not gotten this game until like past pandemic, which is like late to the party, but better late than never.
Yeah. And so basically, New York crew, it's been here since like 2017, 2018, and they haven't really gotten Dancerush until it released like stateside. So we're kind of bit in terms of lore, kind of bit a little behind in terms of the lore. But then again, I digress about that. Moving on forward. So I want to ask you guys if you have any plans for the future when playing Dance Rush. It could be like future conventions. I know we mentioned Anime Impulse, rhythm game tournaments, or just simply anything.
Oh,
And-
Impulse was so much fun.
In
Yeah,
the restroom break.
yeah.
I'll be right
Impulse
back.
was-
Anyone go first?
And also to add, what do you want to see in the future of this game? I know we've always had the constant fear of this game's dying every like 2 months, but yeah, that's the question right there.
All right, who wants to start?
All you, baby.
All right, fine.
All right.
Cock
shit,
and ball
yeah, go ahead.
torture. No,
No,
CBT.
go on, Jonas.
Okay. So I think January is when they do the Asian American Expo, and I know they have Anime Expo or Anime Impulse, excuse me, as a side event there, at least historically. So hopefully that we can go do that one. I also do want to do Fanime this year.
Ooh.
More than anything, it's just an excuse for me to drive up north and hang out with some of the homies up there. But now I have 2 reasons to go up, right? To go up north. As far as future plans for the game, I mean, I just started, man. Like, I'm like, yeah, dude, this game's so great, and then everyone's like, oh my god, it's reaching end of life, and I'm just doom scrolling, pretty much. I'm being forced into a doom scroll about how this game is gonna fucking die.
The porcelain Ostera.
I mean, as far as like future plans, I don't know. Just from where I'm at, it's just keep improving. Well,
Keep
from where
going,
I'm at, it's
man.
just keep going. Keep pushing. I'll be at PHM. If the Mexican moms ever hype me up, that's all I need to keep coming, right? If they're just like, hey in the background, that.
Which happens a decent amount, yeah.
It flips switching me, man. It really does. I get the second
Like,
thing,
it's just the
and-
PHM ghetto-ness. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But that's the thing,
Way
though,
ghetto.
right? And Jonas, that's the thing, though. You're good enough to get that now, right? And
Yeah.
then now...
I know that's
That's a good measure. Good measurement.
It honestly
I
is.
guess so.
That's what it is, right? Like, being able to see you're playing and, like, you do a spin, you're like, oh, people are watching. Okay, let's turn it on, right?
It's an
Yeah.
observable improvement.
Yeah, for sure.
You have a good reference of the attention that you are gathering because you're good.
And you're getting better too.
Yeah.
Split
Anna-
for me.
Anime. Wait. So the con we all went to, that was. Oh, here he goes.
Oh God.
Oh no! For those of you
Yeah.
listening, you just missed a perfect split.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
That was
That probably
awesome.
woke my neighbors up.
Hell yeah.
Oh dear.
Damn, boy, he thick.
So the con that we all went to, that was Anime Impulse Santa Ana, right?
It was at the Anaheim convention.
Anaheim. So that was super fun because I think we got like everyone to go, right?
Dude, we
Like,
had one of the largest fucking trains I think we've ever had, right? Like if Game Saru had like 2 cabs, oh man, we'd have probably one of the best like train videos regionally speaking. But there was only 1 cab, so we all had to like do 8 counts.
Yeah, it was to the point where we're like, okay, one group does one train, another group does another train, another group
Yeah,
does
I had to
another
actually
train.
sit out for like 1 or 2 and just like
Yeah, me
yell,
too. I was like,
man.
it's not worth it. Yeah.
Gotta
It
let
was-
the new people try it.
Well, I mean that's
True.
the cool thing
Of course.
because like on Sunday night, right? Sunday we had we just had the boys mostly. Like even Tucker came out the day on Sunday.
Oh, he came.
right?
He came again.
I think so. No, yeah, but we had 1 or 2 instances where we had just the boys, right? People we were familiar with from just PHM only. We just we knocked it out of the park. We had just one big PHM train, and we were still able to do 16s.
Dude, that was why, because I was only there, I think, Saturday. That's why Saturday was so much fun. It was like all the new people mixed with like all the people I grew up playing with. I grew up as if I like grew up with like all those old heads were there, and just like mingling, just like talking about the game, just like hyping each other up while we're playing. Right, that was so much fun. So like, if we could do that again, like I'm down. I'll make time. I'll ship out money to go to a con. Future plans. I know that doom scrolling and the whole like Dancerush is dying. I get that. But having us seen the demise of what happened with COVID and pandemic, and then coming out of that, it was more the realization that most of us, while we at the core enjoy the game, I think all of us would probably agree that if it was just us playing, most of us probably would have stopped a while ago, right? In that there was a sense of like, I know that some of my boys are going to be there. Let's go play, right? So, in terms of like people that are worried about like the communities dying, like have a core group of people that really, really love the game, and make sure that they're consistent coming out, and then you will build a community, right? You'll find the pillars of like who to trust and build a community around those people, right? I think after COVID, we really saw who's actually still in it for the game and who was like there just for other reasons, right? And then now we have that like, oh no, these are guys that just still play, right? Which I think is super, super cool.
Build a cult.
Sort of, honestly.
Yes.
So
yes. Get it twisted. Donate money. Donate money. Get it twisted. Die on my command. Sorry. Go on.
So in that way, I think like future plans would be like, you know, maybe like obviously I would like for Konami to like sponsor a tournament in the States. That'd be fucking awesome. Don't think it's gonna happen, but like things that will help build the community, because honestly, that's the reason why a lot of us. That's at least half the reason why a lot of us still play, right? It's for the community, like beyond just feeling great and like putting on a show and like liking the way it feels to dance. Like the community is always a big deal. So future events like tournaments. I'm not smart enough to plan one, but I will help out as best I can. That shit is tournaments are so much fun. Like it's one of the few times I still get butterflies. Like the night before I can't sleep, even if I'm just commentating, right? Like it's so exciting. Everyone's so hyped. Everyone's so nervous. I'm watching people like expand their beliefs on what they can do with the game. Yeah, more tournaments would be great, man.
Yeah. Did everyone answer the question? Is just me left?
I haven't, but it's Dennis answered it. I don't think Young has answered it. You didn't answer it, so it's still just.
Young did. He was the first one. What do you, dude? You
did he? Oh, sorry, I had no brain.
God.
Well, okay,
I'm sorry.
Is he playing?
Sorry, Jonas did say that he did want to go to Fanway. Okay, there we go.
I did.
Okay.
No, and he literally said his future plans is to get better because he's new with the. You need to pay attention, Austin. Come on.
I am paying attention. I'm also
Star
out of battle.
Rail. Star
Please
Rail.
eat
He came back from Beverly Hills.
Eat my entire ass, all of you.
Same shit, different ass, man.
Anyways, so
Anyways,
going into the future. So I think I'm looking at this from a game design perspective. There needs to be a second revision of that cab stat. I absolutely hate the idea of having to clean it over and over again, or having to restart the cab over and over again. I know it's sort of a pipe dream, but like. Generally speaking, if a cab has been out this long, it usually means there's nothing wrong with it. But in the case of Dancerush, well, you know, the cab jams with fucking dust almost every time we go and play. If it wasn't for Luna and his vacuum, and his and Max's Swiffer and Luna's Swiffer, we would have to keep repeatedly restarting it until oblivion, and that's not really fun. I would like Konami to at least release like maybe a 1.5 gen kit, or I mean they don't have to do an entire redesign, but at least something that prevents the cab from mucking up this fast.
Yeah, at least around ones in other countries they're like
worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you have Santa Ana's cab. Santa Ana's cab is, well, I mean, I won't mince words. It's really dog shit. And then on the other side of the USA, you have Ohio, which seems like it was just caked in like peanut butter or something. Like no one can actually shuffle on that thing. It just squeaks central, right? Like, yeah, I'm really spoiled by the pads overseas. Like they know how to take care of that shit. They don't even use Novus. They use something else. I think they use the waxing machine. They use the waxing machine. Why don't we have that?
I mean, they have like the communal like Swiffers and and then the cleaners and whatever. So at least they're well aware of the issue. They provide the amenities for the players to take care of themselves.
I think the second thing, because like it's a two-way. The whole thing about having more people get attracted to the game is more of a two-way street. Right? You need to have people who are actually interested, and these people need to go beyond the comfort zone. If they don't go beyond the comfort zone, that's on them. So that's why my future aspirations for the game is still very much just related to game design. The second thing I like for the game is they need to place a lot more emphasis on chart design. There's just it's 2023. We're still getting charts with some really bad design. Hell, we just had that level 7 at the beginning of the gym. That was just like me stepping on hold notes.
Okay, to be fair,
it is a level 7, yes, but like there needs to be a little bit more creativity, I guess. This also dovetails into a slight tangent where, I've talked to some players like Eric, for example, or not Ryu, but like Ken, maybe some other players here and there, who have essentially, played Dancerush at what we consider a high level, and especially for these people with a dancing background, they start realizing, well, my dance ability is actually impeded by the way the game is designed, by the way the game is scored, right? Look at Eric. I mean, our friend Ro, shout out to Ro here, pretty much went and told them, Ro, go and fucking rave. Go and fucking rave. That's how you're going to increase your game skill off the pad. And lo and behold, Eric's been doing that. He's so much better now than he used to be. And it's also because like he doesn't have the pad constraining what he can do, right? It kind of goes back to the whole like we need to redesign the cab kind of aspect. But I mean, it's just like it's chart design, it's cap design, it's pad design, it's score design. It's just so many aspects of the design of the game can be improved. But it's all up to Konami. We know Konami's not gonna fucking do that. Konami's gonna fucking sell you a cabinet with like an i3 processor and like a GTX 650 and charge you $27,000 for the cab. I'm looking at you, 2DX. So that's unfortunately how Konami works. They'll sell you a cab, not usually for Dancerush, definitely more I understand that it's more for their popular games like 2DX or Voltex. They won't do it for Dancerush, but they need to. I feel like if you're going to have a game this long in production, if you're going to have a game like this long in the live service aspect, you need to also bolster the actual cab itself. You make changes to the cab, you make changes to the game design, you improve chart design so you don't have these stinkers come out of gym that we'll never play again. Welcome to the game Running Man edition. Yeah, I'm looking at it strictly from a design perspective. I'm not looking at it from a community perspective. It's just there are definitely flaws in the game that that I think in 2023 we can definitely rectify. It's just Konami's not giving people the time or the money to actually redesign the game or at least like patch the game in a way we want it to. And then maybe one little last aspect to that rant. Konami has this really bad habit of finding a pattern they really like and then just slapping it on the next 5 songs. Back steps, stutter steps, 1, 2, 3s, right? They'll keep repeating that en masse on like the next 3 songs they release. That's not good either. That's just, I found something. Let me just put it in there, right? So, in the end, I think most of us understand this game is being developed and made on a shoestring budget, and that's not really going to change. But I really hope it changes for the better.
Dancerush 2. Dancerush 2.
I would punch and blow someone at the same time.
Wow.
So
thank you for over 160 glizzies.
Oh, I need my bullet. Yeah. So. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just want to add up to that. Just it's. You know what? I definitely have my own selfish desires. So I'm just gonna put it out there. I have my time limit. The clock is ticking. I have until this game is announced dead, like the termination of service, to have made or saved enough money to buy a cabinet. And that's what I'm going to do.
You could have just bought one off Justin. Our buddy Justin had 2 cabs.
Yeah, Justin had 2.
He had 2 and he got rid of it. How much
is he selling it for? Oh,
he already told. I think he got rid of him. I'll have to ask him about that.
Okay. Yeah, well, I didn't have money back then. I was
Yeah,
like, I
you would've
still.
sold
I also didn't. I
Too.
still don't have money. I throw all my money into traveling abroad to go play Dancerush with the Japanese.
Yeah, this guy spent like
What
$3
money?
million in Japan. It's kind of wild. No, it's just like if I have um the luxury to be able to afford a cabinet by the time that this game is pronounced deceased, yeah, that'll be very nice to own this piece of history, of rhythm game history, and also almost as a playable memorabilia of like a huge chunk of my life at this point. It has dramatically shifted my life trajectory like forever, because I've never expected myself to be looking up dance tutorials, to look in the mirror, to look in a video that I recorded of myself and witnessed my body move in this kind of motion. And I was like, oh, I'm a dancer? Question mark, exclamation point emoji, double exclamation point emoji, yelling emoji, fire emoji. So it's just it's a very surreal metamorphosis, and it's yeah, it's
Hey, oh, my favorite
invaluable.
dojin.
This is like this is like this worth a lot to me. Like personally, this is going to be one of my long time goal. But in terms of short term, let's just hope that they keep pumping out fire tracks, banger tracks, and get more players into this game, bro. It's like, hey, it's like a sales, like Jehovah's Witness knocking on the door and say, "Have you heard of Dancerush Stardom?" And just like get them to try it. Just I'm doing my part, and I want everyone to explore this part of themselves, like their inner dancers, release that energy, and because I think dance is just a very positive like activity. It radiates a lot of like joyful feelings, and we all just here, we all encourage each other, and love this game. I have a problem.
We
I think
all
to-
do have a problem.
I think to add to that though, how would I say it? More people will come to this game if they release songs with decent charts. I think, like I said, it goes back to the idea of a two-way street. People will continue to play the game if they continue to release good songs. If you release 6 bad songs and 1 good song, I think people are more likely to drop the game altogether. Unless, I mean, and as Dennis pointed out earlier, the social aspect of this game is what keeps, I would say, the game alive, and as well as the particular arcade location. So it's a myriad of factors, really.
Yeah, definitely. And one last question before we conclude today's episode. So I like to ask this to all my interviewers on the podcast. So say if I'm a brand new player to this rhythm game genre, and the first thing I saw is Dance for Stardom, like the Jehovah Witness example that Henry just mentioned. So what would be your piece of advice to the new players?
Who wants to go first?
Get good. See ya. Goodbye.
That's very motivating. Very motivating.
I mean,
I actually would love to hear from Jonas as a relatively new
Why?
player himself.
Yeah, for that
Yeah, I think that's easier.
For that reason only.
We're putting him on pressure first.
Okay, sure. No, I got this.
Guys,
I
shut
mean,
up. He got this. Okay?
Let him cook.
He got this.
The most important thing, two most important things is to, I guess, not be worried about how you might look on the pad. Not to be worried about being judged, and I guess by extension, the second thing would be to have fun.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it seems very obvious, but I mean, I picked Dance for Stardom when I started, pretty much because I was sitting there in the airport. I'd always seen those cabs, right, for years, and I was just like, man, it'd be pretty cool to be good at one of those. So, I mean, I'd always seen it, and it's a very common thing for me to see, at least, where people will just watch the pad and they're feeling like, "Hey, dude, go up." And I'm just like, no, I don't want to look like a dumbass.
That's the
I don't want to look
classic.
like an idiot. I mean, it's hard to kind of show that nobody's gonna judge you, because somebody in the audience probably is.
Probably.
You know, probably. But I mean, fuck them. You know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Honestly, yeah, just enjoy yourself, enjoy dancing, enjoy moving to the rhythm, enjoy feeling the crowd, enjoy feeling the improvement, right? Be consistent, and just don't get too lost in like, people are judging me. I'm not good enough. I'm not technical enough. I'm not pulling off this and that. Just go and play. Shut up and play. There you go.
amen.
Actually,
There you go.
yes.
Solid.
That's all
Thank
it
you.
is, man.
I would say that in terms of practicality, a basic course lecture on dance fundamentals can go a long way. This includes like just the concept of musicality, the concept of concept, the very basic rhythm beat, how to count them. This is why a lot of people, they do trains rotations. They don't know when to hop off and jump on. They'll be like, I'll be like,
Yeah.
every 16 beat. They'll be like, well, how
That
long
blows
is that?
my mind that
So
people
like,
don't know that.
it's kind of crazy. It's like if you like these people have like definitely not have learned an instrument or touched anything that's in a technical aspect when it comes to music, which includes dancing. So taking a basic course will solve all of these simple problems that you will definitely encounter, and it will occur over and over again if you don't get it out of the way first. And such course would definitely include like just kind of being aware of your body's capability of moving in all omnidirections, and then also no, not that's the wrong word, like multiple direction, and also like being aware that from the top of your head to tip of your toe to like your fingers, and obviously all of your limbs, like they are all assets that you can utilize, that you can use to tell a story. Yes, storytelling is also a very big thing in dance as well. It's just like a lot of very seemingly very simple and uncomplicated concepts, but then once you become familiarized with them, they will really just like take your dance to a whole other level. Like you wouldn't be doing, the first step is not like learning some crazy tutting or footwork or heel toe. I think if you do that first, you would learn to move. But then I hear it from a lot of like pro dancers that I take classes from. They're like, we can tell if you just learn this one move to look cool. You just learn that knee slide to try to be smooth. You can still radiate this vibe of like, oh, you only learn this move to show off this move. You actually is not a dancer. Like once you have learned these concepts, you have these tools in your toolbox. Even if you're just a beginner, you are already on your way to become a much better dancer. So that translates to Dancerush very well, because it is a dancing game. It's performative, it's a freestyle, and it's all of these concepts will be applied to this game. But outside of the technical aspect, outside of the practicality, honestly, fun game. Just have fun and play what you're comfortable with. Play at a state that you're comfortable with. Dress in something that you're comfortable with. Just it's all about being like feeling like you're comfortable, that you're in a good state of mentality of like you can actually enjoy the moment and enjoy being on this dance pad and just being yourself. So yeah, like Yunha said, like don't stress too much and just go with the flow. Listen to your body and get comfortable first, and then we'll talk about how you can do these wacky moves.
The yoinky spoinky.
The yoinkly spoinkly.
The yoinky spoinky.
Austin, you're up.
All right. Well, what you don't
I
want?
thought it knocked something
Are you
over.
going for the? You want to be the last person?
I'll be last. I'm down for that.
All right. Well, good. Okay. So there's a myriad of ways to approach this. I mean, I started with, as I said before in the episode, probably on the shitty phone speaker. I have zero dance knowledge. I never took any classes. I still haven't. I basically went into this and just tried and copied people from premium videos, right? Whatever I could steal and implement into my own body frame, I could. I would say if you're just someone who's starting out, I mean, people have echoed this. Do not worry about you shouldn't worry about what people think of you. Just fucking go for it at the pad. You're gonna learn it sooner or later. I mean, like I said, I was in like, gym shorts and like one of those Nike like moisture wicking shirts, and I had like the shitty before I went on a boost tirade, I was just on like really like just old Yonik shoes and just trying to even just make it past each song. And you just really have to just push yourself on that one. And not only that, like I mentioned this actually before recording, but you need to be you can push yourself all you want, right? But you also kind of need to be in a really good training environment. You can be in a really shitty training environment and push yourself and try to learn, and you'll come out 3 years later not like even having mastered the fundamentals. One of our regulars at the time, I think we can call him like generation probably 2. His name is Jay. He was telling me back when I was still like improving, he was just like, you need to work on your fundamentals. You don't want to be that one guy who's playing Dancerush 5 years down the fucking line with a running man that still looks like you just imported it from DDR, right? You want to have a decent grasp of the fundamentals. You don't need to be Riri levels of like grasping the fundamentals. You just need to make sure you are clean. You're not wasting any movement. You don't need to worry about flare at that point in time. You just need to be clean. You need to have correct movement. You can't drag your legs. You can't like cheat. You don't want to cheese. That just develops bad habits. So like part of the whole idea of, I guess, like improving yourself at least at a rate that I would say is tolerable is making sure that you're doing the things right and making sure that you're at least learning it right and being in an environment where you can, bounce off of, especially if you have a community, you bounce off of other people. You ask for their input. They show you what's up. They show you a move. You try to, imitate it, because you don't want to be that person who's been playing for half a decade and you still look like you're day one fresh on the pad, right? It's just, I mean, and it all goes back to the whole thing. You have to put in the effort. You have to follow what people essentially tell you. You can please ask questions, obviously. I mean, like, and I think the one takeaway too is like, you want to be, you have to kind of you do have to jump out of your comfort zone. If you don't jump out of your comfort zone, none of this is going to happen. You want to go and approach the regulars of the arcade, ask them how they do it. Maybe just ask them for basic running man like input. I mean, I've had people ask me for running man input. I try to show them. I mean, I know they can't copy it out of the gate, but you just have to kind of slowly implement that. I mean, I struggled with running man off the pad and on the pad until for some reason it just clicked the day of. That's how I struggled with Charleston too. It just didn't work for me on the pad. It still almost doesn't work for me on the pad, but you just have to kind of like keep applying yourself until it clicks. So I guess like I'm rambling at this point. The takeaway is you need to be in a correct training environment. You want, preferably, especially in a community that's gives you proper input. You want to put yourself in a good training position where you don't, where that you can feel yourself improving. You have noticeable changes. If you film a video of yourself maybe 6 months down the line from when you started, you can see notable changes, right? You want to place yourself in that situation. If you're not in that situation, well, then that all I can really say is Lamau get good, right? So it's an effort. It's an effort and situational thing. It's not just like one factor. I would say it's a combination of multiple factors.
Yes, Queen.
All right, Dennis, take it home.
I would probably say two things. I think Henry and Austin gave really good technical advice, so I'll probably stay away from the technical advice. I'll echo pretty much what everyone said, which is the way I interpret it is don't let other people tell you how to play the game. Like, yes, if they're giving you good feedback and they're giving you good criticism, and that's a direction you want to take the way you play the game, then do that, right? But I mean, how many times have we seen, and quite frankly, some of us, unfortunately, have like shamed people for like, oh, they're just playing for score, right? Like, if that's how they want to play the game, that's how they want to play the game. Why am I yucking someone's yums because I think this is how a game should be played, right? So ultimately, I think you need to be comfortable with, okay, what do you want to do with the game, right? Like that's the beauty of Dancerush. You can play it in so many different ways, right? Like it's a game that's there for interpretation. And I mentioned it before, where my sort of moment when I know someone's made it with the game is when I can look at them, see that they're comfortable on the pad, and see that they are playing the game how they want to play it. Even if it's not the flashiest looking, right? Even if it's not super technical, but if they're playing how they want to play and they're executing what they want to execute and they're interpreting the game how they want to interpret, I know they've made it because they've had that comfort and that technical ability to do what they want to do. So, and usually that also means then, if you want to follow, generally all four of us are the same way, where we sort of stopped caring so much about score and we started trying to implement other sort of dance alternatives into our game. Well, then do that and then find the avenues to do that, which would lead me to my second point, which is pretty much just echoing what Austin said, which is put yourself out there. You gotta be uncomfortable. Like we all got better, and I can't wait to see Young Haas do this too. It's like we all got better the first time we went to a tournament when we were uncomfortable, didn't know what to expect, didn't know how to perform, right? Or trying that new move and it worked, it felt really good. It didn't work, but it can look good, so I should keep trying it, right? And if you're and that's obviously just advice for life in general, but like if you put yourself out there, that's also how we form communities. Like I remember the first time I joined, I was like, I'm gonna like Austin said, talk with the regulars, see how this goes, and then we slowly built that community. So it's not just the technical aspect of Dancerush; it's everything that involves the community, the game itself. Like, so I guess to summarize real quickly, don't let anyone tell you how you want to play the game. Stay true to yourself in that way. And you got to put yourself out there. You got to be uncomfortable in certain situations to get out what you want to get out. And ultimately, if you are having fun playing the game how you want to play it, that's the best we can ask for. And honestly, it's so much fun watching other people have their own fun with the game. That's like one of my greatest joys of the game, is just watching people play.
Oh yeah, and I love how you, like, both of you brought up like, you need to put yourself out there, you need to get out of the comfort zone, while I specifically was elaborating on like you have to be comfortable with yourself. So obviously, to clarify on that, it's like if you're the type to like to struggle with anxiety or panic attacks, don't just like raw dog your way into a convention and just start playing in front of like 20 people. You're gonna have a bad time. Like obviously, I'm like, there's not legally binded. Like don't come for us, don't come for me, don't come for my friends. Like this is like not what we are intending to encourage, this kind of like choices. Obviously, what I'm trying to say is like, if you're playing this game, you're just like, this sucks, I'm not having fun, but like but everyone else is doing the same exact like arc, going for the exact same method, like therefore I must also put myself through this like hell, for personal hell, to get to where all of the good players where they're at. Find your own method, find your own path that works for you, that tailors to your needs and where you want to get to playing this game. And it's a game.
Yeah,
Just
and to add on to that,
chill.
I think the best.
We're just gonna keep adding on.
We will keep adding on.
Explain this.
We're putting a
like,
train on each other.
Yeah. Oh, Christ. I mean, to reiterate, like, there is no correct way to dance on the pad, but there is a correct way of doing a move, right? Is what I would say. Like, you have Riri style of dancing, you have Tenori style of dancing. Both work on the pad, but the thing is, what they're doing, the techniques they're physically doing, they're doing it correctly. So you have to I guess like for any aspiring player, you have to kind of understand what the difference is, right? And as Dennis might have put in earlier, accept what people tell you, not as like criticism, but constructive criticism. Especially if they happen to know what they're talking about, don't put it as like people trying to put you down. Like these people are genuinely trying to help you out, and like they're trying to stop you from from developing bad habits too, right? So,
Take what you need. Take what you
yeah,
want.
yeah. So yeah, there's a correct way to doing this move. There isn't a correct way to dancing on the pad. It's very flexible. So one side is objective, the other side is subjective. You just need to know which is which.
Thank you for playing.
And basically, wrapping it up, like Austin said, just get good. Simply.
Get good, Lamel.
If you want.
Yeah, if you
Free
want.
country.
That's the thing. It's America. Anyways.
No, dude,
No,
I'm gonna
you have to get good.
wear.
We
I'm
won't
gonna wear
accept you
just-
if you're not good.
I'm gonna wear gym clothes. I'm gonna score attack every Dancerush song. And I'm gonna shove it down people's throats, saying that I'm the best Dancerush player in my arcade.
EXC baby.
Not
I got
PHM
Yeah,
number
we've seen
one.
all hundreds.
EXC.
PHM number one.
I have
EXP,
16.
those
I have 16 full combos. What do you have?
Well, guys, that concludes this episode of the Moti Hour. I just want to shout out to anyone watching from the East Coast for staying up past their bedtime. It's
I'm
currently
so sorry.
It's currently 2:15 in the
Hey,
morning.
the East Coasters brought this upon themselves. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you
kill
get
it,
for
you.
living there.
East Coast on
Never-ending
blast. On blast.
The never-ending East Coast West Coast rivalry.
The slander.
Marvel
We
versus
even are-
Capcom
we already
Infinite.
We're to shame our NorCal counterpart. Like, there's no running away from like the other side.
The
of the country,
beatings
dude.
will continue until morale improves.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
Damn.
We're gonna have a NorCal SoCal collab in a future episode.
Yes.
Put it on the
definitely.
list.
No, worry,
Um,
it's just gonna be us yelling at top volume. You're gonna have to turn like the gain down at that point.
But yeah, so make sure you check out the PHM crew on social media. That's and follow at phm.dancerush on Instagram and X or Twitter or however you call it.
It's
Make
super
sure-
active.
very, very, very active. Am I right?
I'm gonna kill myself.
We do our best. We do our best.
I'm gonna kill myself.
They're concluding stuff. Make sure you join out the Dancerush Stardom Discord server. That's discord.gg/Dancerush. Once again, discord.gg/Dancerush. We have several people like us that are active on the server. You can talk about the game, post video performances, and most importantly, you can post funny cats. I love my funny cats. So go join the
I
server.
fucking hate funny cats.
I
Get that
found the
shit off my
Redditor.
face.
You shut the fuck up. You
I
take that
found
back,
the
you son of a
Redditor.
bitch.
I
Meow,
found the
meow.
Redditor in the
Meow,
chat. This
meow.
Redditor, absolute Redditor. I'm gonna go on like to all and look at funny cat pictures. I'm a Redditor.
Reddit moment.
You gotta cut it. I don't cut it.
Also, I'm gonna continue the rest of it. Okay, make sure you're following the Moti Hour on Instagram for any updates about the podcast at the Moti Hour on Instagram. Once again, at the Moti Hour on Instagram. You can also hit me up there or email me to inquire about future opportunities to be featured on the podcast. So that's the motihour@gmail.com. One more thing I want to mention is that I'm planning a holiday episode and I want you, the listener, to be a part of it. Basically, the rundown for the episode is that I want people of the Dancerush community, whether you're listening on the podcast or in the Discord, or even a past guest of mine on previous episodes. We will reflect on the 2023 year for Dancerush and with some fun activities. So there is a Google form that's located in the description below. It will be updated later today, in December 1st. So your suggestions for the fun part of the episode are highly prioritized and will help me plan the episode better. So the form will close December 15th at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you express your interest. And last but certainly not least, make sure you're following this podcast so you can get notified of new episodes, and don't forget to rate. And also, let me know what you want to see here next on the Moti Hour. Well, guys, I stayed up past my bedtime. Thank you for hopping on this very special long podcast episode.
Too long.
And for the other dancers,
We're long boys.
yeah, long.
We're
boys.
long.
Can I say?
Don't forget to
Definitely.
kiss the homies goodnight.
Yes,
True.
definitely. And
Uppy.
also, peace. And also, one more thing for the next couple of episodes. I don't think we're going to be this long, so I assure you, we're not going to go 2 hours again for a while. Unless if it's the MagFest episode. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys for joining, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you, Idol.
Thank you, Idol.
Bye.
Super Idol 的
Good night.
笑容都没你的
No.
甜美着我的